between Blackburn and South Croydon in the Premier Division. It's been a very interesting weekend of football so far, and it's climaxing here at the home of the Panthers, where the Red Jackets take on the Blue Jackets in what's going to be, no doubt, an absolutely thrilling encounter.
25% off almost everything at Oz Design Furniture. Save on selected sofas, dining tables, homewares.
Anyway, we're going to carry on. I'm Matthew Fodder, joined by Ben Warren Smith.
Every interview. It's a very good afternoon to you, Matthew, and all the listeners out there. And I hope you got the SEN app, because you do, because you're listening to us now. So. Barash, it's another day out here at Moreton Park, and I'm used to coming out to this ground and sitting on this side during the junior grand finals, and it's always a great ground to come out to. It looks like they painted the grass green. It is lush out there, looking fantastic. How good are those club rooms as well? Amazing they are.
They are, and when this whole complex is finished, this is going to be one of the premier places to come and be, BWS.
I see they've got the Westpac as a sponsor, and Avis. So they just go for the red type sponsors.
Well, I assume so. It just fits in, doesn't it? There might be a little bit of black. Avis has been one of their major sponsors for a long time.
And they've always been they do work hard, Blackburn, for their sponsors too. So
what do we think of the new rooms, guys, architecturally?
Looks a bit Frank Geary.
Frank Geary, is he your favourite? Is he, Rash?
Yeah.
You've covered a lot of topics today. You're on fire.
You know I'm up with my architecture.
You are. That's what I love you for, Brash. I always come to you with my architecture questions.
Beautiful viewing positions for the faithful inside the glass there.
Couldn't fit us in.
That's okay. I don't mind being out here on this side of the ground.
Actually, I
traditionally
don't mind.
The ball will be out on this side of the ground.
Exactly.
Well, it always is.
Although, watch this now. Watch it, it'll
probably go over the other side of the game. I think it's this nice rivalry built over Anzac Day tradition with these two sides is it's always produced a very, very solid and entertaining game of football, and both sides have stamped their credentials early in the season, and even though Blackburn got over by the proverbial bee's diaphragm in the first round, they
well done, Brash. That was good.
South Croydon's performance was also full of merit, and I think today, the key thing I'm going to be looking at in the game is who can limit each side's uncontested possession to get the game on their terms.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we were talking earlier this morning, Brash, Blackburn had 72% of their possessions against Doncaster East last week were uncontested, and for South Croydon they had of their 330 against Doncaster, 232 were uncontested. So, both sides might be looking to play that high kicking, controlling the ball game. So if that happens, and if the conditions stay as they are, they're a little bit chilly, but there's no rain about, we should be in for a nice enthralling game of footy.
Today?
I don't think it is, hence why we were under Gazebo City. If there was a bit of rain about, we would have tried to back up the big van, which would have been a bit more difficult. But yeah, I think that all shaping up as what's going to be a high-scoring, thrilling game by two sides that will be around the mark.
They will be, and
there's a bit of a breeze blowing into us.
And for those watching on, I am shivering. So
I think also too, Blackburn without Hammond also might be a little bit of a stumbling block for them. You think?
Yeah, we didn't play at all. Well, you might know a bit more about us, but I'm pretty sure he went out pretty early against Doncaster East too. It was early in the first quarter.
Are they going to miss his mobility, I reckon, in that forward 50? Because he does like to roam far and wide.
Yeah, he's a bit of a modern day forward, isn't he? Ryan Barthy. Yeah. What's the pronunciation?
Batty.
But he'll probably be the key target then, the big hunk. He's a massive man who can juke him. So they'll probably try to use him as a fulcrum. But they've got probably a lot of small forwards. Matthew Bartlett and Mackenzie Dorian are two that people talk about a lot.
Well, Dorian with 11 inside 50s in his last game, that'll be something that South Croydon are going to have to watch. They don't want him to get his hands on the ball too often to create those sort of inside 50 opportunities.
And he likes kicking the ball. He had 23 touches last week and only handballed 3 times, which is good to see because the handballs are overrated, personally. So hopefully he continues his form. I think we were here when he debuted against Doncaster years ago in the Good Friday game.
Yeah.
Out here. And he would have been 16 16 or 17 maybe, and he's obviously gone from strength to strength.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he is VFL listed. If not, he should be. But yeah, plenty to like about him.
What do we see with Max King today? Do we see him play full forward, or do you think he'll have to be spending some time in the ruck?
I think he has to ruck. Marcus Bazaglo said Zach Monkhurst, the brother of Riley and Ben, and one of the sons of Damien, the big man who's probably down in Tassie at the moment. He was meant to come in and play that ruck role to release Max to stay in that forward position. But unfortunately, his departure in January back to Wurree Alec means that Max is probably going to have to be a ruckman, because unfortunately, for those sides, they don't grow on trees, those ruckmen, which means that their forward line has a bit of a different look. I think James Wilson from Montrose has come across. He kicked 4 goals last week. Ben Willis is a young forward who looks like a bit of a man-child. He took some marks inside 50 last week, kicked a couple of goals. Braden Kilpatrick kicked 3 goals. So they've got forward options. I think it will be a different look forward line. They've still got Jake Tucker out there as well, so they've definitely got the marking targets. I think Max is going to have to ruck though.
Well, that's the other thing. Can Max exploit that little weakness that Blackburn has with a loss of Howe?
Well, your Lions last week, Ben, Zach Clark definitely did that.
He got 400,000 Supercoach points.
Yeah, he did, and 70 hit-outs. So he was down on form yesterday. I think he only got 30. So, yeah, that's definitely a good point. Lachlan Howe going back to Wangaratta for personal reasons, and the club, of course, thoughts with him, and hope that he'll be back in the near future. But that's a massive loss, because he was a dominant player last year in 2019, wasn't he?
I think the big plus for when you look at both these sides, I look at Blackburn's side, and out of all the sides in Premier Division since 2019, they really have retained the bulk of their list, and added a few of their under-19s into that mix. And I think they're really well balanced and well positioned moving into a season like this.
Number 18 for Blackburn. How do you pronounce it?
Bajaya?
Yeah, but is it Bajaya?
Well, fortunately for us, he played in the reserves, so we can rest easy. Yeah, there's definitely a few interesting names out there. Oglethorpe, number 30.
Don't know him. Haven't seen him.
Brower.
Yeah.
There we go. So we're going through all the pronunciations. No. So it's going to be a very interesting game. I don't know. You had some inside knowledge for us, BWS, earlier in the day from the Blackburn side of things. What can you recall from that? As we go into our encyclopedia of Blackburn Football Club knowledge, what have you got for us?
I gave you that goal to bring up during EFL Sunday if you wanted to take it, mate.
Well, we will just move. Brash wanted to talk about the Bureau of Meteorology, science. We talked about Dodgeball the movie. Then he was giving away secret parking spots on air.
No, it was an entertaining EFL Sunday, and it was great to speak to Nugget as well from Turnside Park and hear about their journey over the last 37 weeks of playing football.
Well, and the rest as well. There was that year off where they couldn't get a win as well.
Can I just throw something in? It seems we're on the topic of EFL Sunday. Mm-hmm. Can I just throw something in regards to Premier Division and the Doncaster East Football Club? Seeing that, look, I cop a bit of stick because they are my club and they are my team, and they have to be. I think it's really important to acknowledge winning your first game in the highest division in the competition. That it is absolutely a huge event yesterday, and it probably didn't hit me until I probably got home, to be honest.
It's probably because winning is just something that's happened.
Do you think there was a sense of watching the players come off the ground, BWS? Do you think there was a sense of relief too, that finally the wait was over and they got that win really early in the season?
Yeah, for sure. They felt that they've been up in this division for a couple of years already, but they're playing their second game only. So to get that win, they were thrilled down there in the rooms. The party kicked on last night. Pete Sousby shouting the bar.
No. I walked in afterwards. He said the 19s didn't win. Did he back down on it?
No. He shouted the bar.
Oh, did he in the end? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he said loudly. Only 2 hours he shouted. He said if the 19s won, he would have went the whole night.
Do you know, and you talk about people that love their football club and do a mountain of work, and that is the definition of Pete Sousby, one of the youngest life members of any football club in our competition, and he just goes from strength to strength this year, taking on
he played Magoo's too yesterday, didn't he?
He played in the Magoos, absolutely.
Get a touch?
He told me that he was going to kick 5, one of them at least on the left, but I'm not too sure.
I think there was only about 10 goals for the game. So,
but Pete and his family family, his old man David, a major sponsor, Walsh and Whitelock, for 20 plus years, have just been they've been on the bandwagon from the get-go, and the brethren down there, they do such a great job. Ryan Soggy Gordon is the vice president this year, so past players are taking the helm now, which is really good to see, and some of the older guys are letting them do it. And Steve Buckle, what a superstar he is, longest serving.
How long's he been there?
It's season 7 now, I believe, and it's and that's the longest serving out of any coach at one club currently in the Eastern Football League, so Eastern Football Netball League, and he's just an absolute superstar. So I just wanted to call out a couple of key stakeholders in off-field success as well, because the players are brilliant and they've done such a good job, exciting for everybody. But congratulations, Doncaster East, you're in Premier Division and you've got your first win. It's onwards and upwards from here, Brash.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, Ben, what, if anything, if you're going off yesterday's performance and knowing that they've got their win, is there anything that you have seen with Doncaster East that you feel they may need to improve to really stay a competitive force in this division this year? Is there anything you've seen that they need to improve?
Well, having only watched them once yesterday, it's hard to get a take on that, because do you know what? They probably just weren't clean enough with their skills, and you hit your targets non-stop in the highest division. You're gonna be pretty hard to beat. They're fast. They move the ball fast. They've just got it's really all about disposal when it comes to, I think, to Doncaster East, because they got the two of the best bookends in the competition in Simon White and Sam Rowe, and then you got
Tom Gordon.
class surrounding it. Gordon up back now. You got Shalakas, who's one of the slipperiest players in the Eastern Football Netball League. Summers as well. Like, they've got the cattle, and I'm telling you, like, that wasn't their best performance yesterday. It didn't all click, but it was good enough to get a good solid victory over the line. And they play North Ringwood next week, and they'll look after that. It could have been three from three.
Do you think it was your midweek spray on EFNL Insight that might have spurred them on?
Well, look, it's got to have played its part, and I would like some acknowledgement for it.
I did see walking in, I don't know which of the players walked in with the big boombox, and I did, as I was actually walking past to just get a couple of snacks, they were blasting that section of the podcast in pre-game warm-up. So they came out breathing fire, and I think that's why.
I agree with what you've said. I think one other thing that they probably will need to probably sharpen up on.
Because you segued yourself there.
Yeah, I have. I've done it beautifully.
One of the finest minds.
Is, I think, when Doncaster upped the ante in the second quarter, and Doncaster East were finding it hard to get back into the game, because I just felt that those moments of lapses of concentration, right, against maybe some of the better credentialed sides, they may get hurt on the scoreboard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's true. That's a fair comment too, Brash. It's going to be just it's learning curve week out for Doncaster East as it stands now. But great to have the rivalry back between the two Doncaster clubs in the city of Birmingham. I
think there was a couple of pluses for Doncaster. Young Kyle Vickers, the young 19-year-old half-forward flanker, 3 goals for Doncaster. But I think also, too, probably a feel-good story to see Marcus Alessi back on the park.
In the reserves,
reserves, having a run after his cancer scare.
Yeah.
Massive.
Good call.
What about this game, though, guys? We've got a few out there that are stars of this competition. Who are the most exciting players for you? You mentioned Max King before, Brash, but for you, BWS, who are the players you're really looking forward to seeing for the first time in 2021?
It's a good look. I always love watching Maxie Otten play. There's no doubt about that. Great footballer. Good to see Michael Dunn still running around out there too. Played his 100th game a couple of weeks ago. So, or a few games ago, I should say. A couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Look, Paddy Conton, always great. The Murphy boys. It's a plethora of great players and talent out there today. Do you know what? I watched a couple of nights ago the last quarter, Brash, of the South Croydon Burbok grad final, just to get a taste of some good doggies football. And they're going to be really hard to beat as well. I think today it actually is a toss of the coin game.
I honestly think it's going to be one of the games of the year, just because of obviously the early season, the atmosphere around this ground with so many, as we mentioned, 6 games are being played today, so there's going to be so many people in here watching footy, and they're going to get their fix. But also the fact that South Croydon are a bit of a different look side. It's a new coach and it's a new style of play. You know, they've picked up some players from here, there and everywhere. Patrick Klepp's come from Lillardale. He's a nice left footer, as we've seen. Matthew Burt's another one that's going to provide that outside run. So it might be a bit of an evolution for South Croydon.
I think you and I were talking off air, Matty, about Daniel King's role this year. Where do we, looking at his first round Premier data statistics, suggest you thinking that he might be playing a little bit behind the ball?
Maybe,
that'd be interesting.
Or maybe he's adding a bit more outside run to his game, because he's obviously, you would, I guess, you would probably, associate him with inside ball, grunt work, clearances, just sort of slapping on the boot, linking, starting the chain with the handball from the ground and getting people on the outside. But in terms of his stats last week, and again, they won by 60 points, so it might be a bit of a thing that everyone was getting a few cheapies coming the end. But he looked like, watching a bit of the highlights, he was playing a bit more of an outside run and carry role, which, for a man who's actually going up the years in age, Liam Cox during the week said in an interview with me that he's almost 60. That's quite impressive.
Well, I'll put it this way, but it's always good to see a Chandler medalist still performing at the peak of his powers, and Daniel King once again will turn in another consistent and great year for South Croydon, bar injury. BWS.
Tyler Faulkner got married yesterday.
Yeah.
He's not playing today, so he'll be hitting the honeymoon, so all the best to him. And it ain't like Peachy when you can just sort of log into the live stream today. Exactly. Just a quick one for the reserves, of course, finished abruptly because South Croydon's Phil Dick, I think that's correct pronunciation, was in the ambulance. I think he's done his knee. So bad news for Phil, so our thoughts are with him. Dislocated knee, that's pretty yuck, unfortunately. So the ambulance is backing up now to Morden Park, so a sour way for the reserves game to end. But that means the senior players do have a bit more of an extended warm-up out here on the main deck. So
they might miss a bit of Tyler Faulkner's run out off that half-back flank this afternoon too. He'll be a bit of a loss too.
That's where Max Otten becomes even more important, doesn't he, BWS, because he's got that booming kick of his.
Yeah, that left foot is lethal.
But if he can get his kicks from half-back, not full-back, that just, it gains that 30 extra metres and can be so decisive. So I'm really excited about this one. Like we said, we've watched two or three pretty good games of footy, but we haven't watched really the top end of the competition yet. Doncaster East, I think, are going to be around the middle of the Premier Division. Might sneak into the finals. Berwick and Noble Park are around that similar mark. Doncaster obviously going through a rebuild of sorts, but these are two teams that are going to be in the top 3 or 4, and it's going to be really exciting.
Oscar Perez is a player to keep an eye on this afternoon as well. Wearing number 42, he makes his debut today. He's come to Melbourne from the Bendigo Football League as well. So, welcome to the best competition.
Exactly.
In the land.
Let's say it's not even you can't get done for defamation when you're correct.
His brother actually plays for North in the AFL as well.
Is it Oscar? It's Oscar here, and then there's Flynn Perez for North Melbourne.
Daniel
Arangio?
Yeah, I had it. I was doing it in my head just before.
Is it a Rouge?
Ramgio. He's from Templestowe, so wanted to come across and play in a higher grade. So the Doc is certainly missing his services, but it's good to. It's always good watching teams early in the season and seeing what those pickups have done and who are the hidden gems in amongst it as well. Connor Hinkley is a boy from Warrnambool, and he got best on ground in round 1 in the under-19s, and he played for Corrioit flag in 2019, so some youth with experience in big games coming through there as well. So the Burners they've done their homework. They've spread it around too. They've gone right across Victoria to bring what they believe is the best cattle onto the park that tops them up to give them that edge, Brash.
Yeah, they have, and look, I think, like I said, I agree with Matty. Today we get a gilt-edged opportunity to look at probably the 2 of the 4 to 6 sides that are going to be in the upper echelon of the Premier Division this year. Like I said earlier, I'll be just really interested, as I said to Matt, BWS, is the fact that when you look at uncontested possession, right? Do you think now that some sides are actually foregoing that contested type of game now in a way of trying to play a more attractive, free-flowing game?
Oh, yeah.
The top sides probably. But it depends on your strength. So you look at, like, let's say Doncaster East, for example, yesterday. Their strength definitely in the midfield is the physicality. Appleby boys are both, stocky's not that's a bit harsh, but they're strong around the core. That I wouldn't call them rangy or lean. Then you look at Gold.
Do you know that he did his shoulder in the first play of the day yesterday? He dislocated his shoulder, played and then dominated.
And then did he try to knock it back in by just running into people? Didn't he?
Probably ran into a pole.
Well, they're probably going to
gutter or something.
But so they play to their strengths. Whereas I think if you look at the two outfields running around just in the warm up today, I don't think there's one player that would be anywhere near the width or the sort of core strength that your Appleby's or even Marn from Doncaster has. They're all quite really fit, modern day running athletes. So I think you just play to your strengths, which means on a ground, but Moreton Park's quite small, but when you get to a ground like Berwick, it might suit Blackburn. But then, when they went to Doncaster East and they got hit hard by the likes I just mentioned, they weren't ready for it.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. And Doncaster's ground is a very small ground as well, so there's actually some small grounds in the Premier Division.
That's what Berwick said to me in the pre-season. They think they can get people at home because there's only Noble Park and that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's because Mullen's
big-ish, but it's sort of thin.
Middle range?
Yeah, but no, like Berwick's massive.
Is it big?
No, it's big enough.
Shram's is pretty big.
Shram's is long.
Is long in length, isn't it?
Yeah, whereas Berwick, but we were there the other week, Berwick's genuinely almost a circle.
I used to smash them through from 50 at Doncaster, easy.
Downhill.
I don't think it's that big.
Do you kick to the club room there?
I didn't say how many times it bounced.
Be interesting. It'd be an interesting goal kicking contest between you and Dogger then, wouldn't it?
There's actually a decent crowd down here because they're all watching it on the lower ground, which is also in fantastic condition. I walked in almost thinking, oh, okay, we're
playing on here.
Yeah.
You go, we'll sit up on the ramp. We've got the vantage point.
Then I spent 15 minutes looking for Carlos's burgers, and I saw Besto, and I go, "There's no burgers here," and he goes, "No, they're just over there, mate." And I'm like, "Oh, great." A quick shout out to Carl and Co on the burger tent today. If you're out here or you're heading out here, they're right near the scoreboard, so head towards the scoreboard today.
And there's a new scoreboard there. We're using the old one, but there is a new one up there. It's all happening.
Where's the new one?
Around there.
Oh,
it's not there.
fancy.
It's I'm just using it.
That just needs to be plugged in. Is it working?
I don't know. I assume so, but there we go. There's a couple of changes here. Jake Tucker is out, as is that's the only late change. Sorry for South Croydon. And Tucker is replaced by, Besto's just giving to me, Tyler Charlton. So there we go. So Jake Tucker's out, Tyler Charlton. That's the beauty of live I guess television today, aren't we? We're just streaming. Beautiful stuff there by Besto and Josh Ward, who's on debut today. We gave our tips on EFNL Sunday, Ben, but where are you leaning?
In games like this,
when you wait till half time.
I generally go for the home ground advantage. If it was out at the Kennel today, I'd do the exact same thing probably for South Croydon. Too hard to call. I'm just hoping and fingers crossed, and I just know it will be an absolute ripper of a game out here
Absolutely.
today. And that's why they've got this contest on Anzac Day.
Brash, you went with Blackburn.
Yeah, I did.
Can you show you're working?
What was that again?
Can you show you're working?
Yeah, why not? Look, I still think Blackburn is a side for me in this game. I like the stability that the side's got. Like I said earlier, that all feeds into an attacking style of game. And I think there's a little bit of, for Blackburn, there's some unfinished business here for them. They got beaten in the grand final. And I think Brendan Allen's a shrewd operator. And I think Blackburn once again will get the points. I agree with you. I think South Croydon are going to be a formidable foe this afternoon. I don't think there'll be much in it. Maybe 3 goals, like someone said earlier. Is that you?
Yeah. No, I tip South Croydon, but mainly to be a bit of an annoyance.
What a killjoy!
Yeah. Well, killjoy, devil's advocate, smart ass, all of the above.
Wrong.
Well, I've been told that many a time this weekend alone.
It's basically my nickname.
I think we've already got a comment. We've already got a comment from East Burwood, Zach Hanlon. I think he runs around in the twos, but because I tipped East Burwood to finish bottom, they're 3-0. And look, when you're wrong, you're wrong. As I said, Shane Boland from the Basin. He's only been there for 3 months. He's already messaging me every week.
You're doing real well, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I got a couple right though. Somewhere I said Mooroolbark were going to be good, and they're going all right. There you go. I got one right, Brash.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to jump out though because I need to get down to the boundary line with Josh Ward. And Besto's been saving his voice for 25 minutes. He's made the most of the free burger from Carlos, and he's going to come in and join you blokes.
Good work there, Matt Fodia, the media manager of the Eastern Football Netball League. Today riding shotgun, and it's been a little while between drinks since this has happened, but I've certainly been looking forward to it all week, and it'll be Brett Beston today, my co-commentator. Makes his way into the sweet spot, slots straight into the middle, and welcome to the broadcast this afternoon, Brett.
Thank you, mate. Nice to be here. Looking forward to this one. Of course, the big Good Friday clash, and this is going to be a cracker, I think.
Well, 5 minutes ago it was blowing a gale out here. Now there's not a breath of wind, so I just can't work it out.
Slightly concerned about the weather. It's looking a little bit sort of grey around, and it's a bit cold, so maybe later in the afternoon something might happen. But at the moment it's fine. I haven't just popped out on the ground. It's nice and firm. Conditions are good, so all in readiness for a good game.
Yeah, and I think also the occasion too. It's a big day in Australian history too.
Oh, and New Zealand.
And New Zealand as well. And the importance of this day should never feel diminished. And if it wasn't for the Anzacs, we wouldn't be here calling a game of footy on a Saturday afternoon. That's exactly where I stand with it.
Dead right, Brash.
Yes, and we're going to take a break here on pre-match.
Good.
When we come back, we're going to get all excited. There's not too long to go before we have the, of course, Anzac Day ceremony, then the bugle, the national anthem, and it's go time. Stay with us right here on SEN.
Guys, don't worry.
Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne.
Hey, I said we've got chocolate as well. Oh, look.
Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne.
Can you hear me, Matt?
Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network.
Welcome back out to Moreton Park this Anzac Day 2021. My name is Ben Warren Smith, and joining me today in the co-commentator's chair is Brett Beston. We'll have Wayne Brasher on stats special comments. Maybe he can do some stats as well, Besto.
Yeah, we'll get him doing both.
And of course, boundary side, we have Matt Fodia, the Eastern Football Netball League's media manager, along with a newcomer on board, Josh Ward, as well.
Yeah, thanks BWS for crossing down here, mate. We're over here. The crowd, like you said, the women's game out the back, the senior game still going on between the Premier Division side, South Croydon and Blackburn. So still some crowd members watching that as the guys run out on the field. But the surface, maybe flatters to deceive from where we're sitting over there. It does look pretty lush. There's still a few dodgy spots out here at Moreton Park, but that's to be expected. Of course, out here they've got everything else up to scratch. So something else had to be amiss. And Wardy, Josh, welcome to the team, mate. What are you expecting from today's clash?
I'm expecting a ripper clash. These two sides are two challenges to Vermont and Bullen every year when in the Premier Division or First Division. So I reckon it'll be a close one, but my tip, I reckon Blackburn only just.
There you go, Wardy. In terms of the conditions, guys, that breeze that's blowing straight into your face, it's still very, very chilly the further you go away from you guys. But it's not really favouring anyone. If anything, it's heading towards the scoreboard. So maybe towards the club room's end, but not a major one.
Whereabouts are you guys on the ground?
Directly opposite you, mate. Just standing next to Jo Ferry in her big pink high-vis jacket and jumper.
Give us a wave, mate.
There you go. Come on, Besto.
Oh, I can see.
Brash. See, Brash is all over it. We're with the catfish. He's coming over. He's seen the mic. He wants a piece of it. He's steaming over.
Do you have a score in the women's? Can you see down there on the ground below? I cannot see a scoreboard. Josh is just going to go quickly run for us and try and see if we've got a score. Actually I can. 38-23, Blackburn up by 15 points. But South Croydon have only just come up in the Premier Division. They're competing well, but yeah, they look like they're going to be 0-2. But yeah, it looks like a good standard out there from the girls. Blackburn had a good warm-up earlier. South Croydon elected to stay in the rooms, but the doggies have come out early. So they're on the park at the moment. South Croydon just going through the motions, as are the umpires as well, doing a bit of practice in the guts. And here come the home side out onto the magnificent Moreton Park. That's all we should call it now, the magnificent Moreton Park.
Led out by Paddy Cotton, of course, the skipper.
It's certainly impressive. Get down here. Look, you can only fit 7 cars in the car park. We all know that, but there's plenty of parking around and about. So I snagged one right out the front. I was absolutely
of course you did. VIP.
I was when we were at Donny East yesterday. They had actually had a number plate with an BEX 975, and for one moment I thought it might have been set aside for you, BWS. No. Have you got a personalised parking spot at Doncaster East?
No, of course I don't. I basically parked in the bushland yesterday. A few scratches on the car as well.
I got a car park right outside the entrance of the driveway.
Well, that's what you do best, Brash. You pick the car spot that's the furthest away from the ground.
Yeah, I know.
Blackburn doing their practice towards the grandstand end. The only thing that surprises me about the new grandstand is that viewing spot in the pocket. It's only like 4 rows high. It could have been a bit bigger. It's virtually a replica of what it used to be as well. A lot of their club rooms actually does remain a bit of the old charm, to be perfectly honest. But it's architecturally unbeatable at the moment as far as facilities go.
Maybe they had to keep some of it. Maybe they had to keep some of it because it was heritage listed.
Well, they certainly didn't, because from the stories of what they did on demolition night, I can tell you what.
There was no heritage listing there.
There was nothing left. That's for sure.
I'll tell you what, we've had some culture today. We had what did we have before? We had English. Now we're having architecture. We had a bit of history before as well.
non-stop comedy as well.
Oh, of course.
So we see I think we're going to go have a toss of the coin coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
Eddie Compton in the middle.
A couple of other players for Blackburn keep an eye on for our listeners and viewers this afternoon. Ben Danaher in the middle and Paddy Law off that half-back flank. Both guys prominent in ball possessions. And very good footballers to boot.
I'm looking forward to watching Connor Hinkley today for Blackburn. I'm reliably informed he's a pretty handy player from the under-19s, and I think he was best on ground last week. So he will be one to watch. Some good young talent coming through the Blackburn side.
And I think the player from Bendigo, who we were talking about just a minute ago, they breed.
Oh, that's Hinkley. Sorry, Warrnambool, I think.
Yeah, look, they breed good footballers up in that region, Bendigo. So I expect that young man to come down, and he'll be a definite asset for the club.
Both sides making their way to the Guard of Honour as we see the local veterans also make their way out onto the park, which is fantastic to see. The Rezzies, of course, finished early.
Have to say it was very good services all around Australia this morning, celebrating the life of our Anzac brethren.
The last post coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to welcome everybody here to Moreton Park today. Anzac Day 2021. It's a fitting day to have South Croydon play our club 6 games all in one day, which has never been done before. So congratulations, South Croydon. Congratulations, the importance this day is never lost to our club. It's fantastic that we can have a tradition with South Croydon. It's been going for quite a few years now. We really respect you guys and we hope you have a great game. I'd like to introduce Graham Hutchinson, microphone. He is the president of Blackburn RSL. So welcome, Graham.
Thank you very much. Today we acknowledge the Wurundjeri and all people of the Kulin Nation as the traditional custodians of the land on which we stand. We pay respect to their elders, past, present and emerging. On this Anzac Day, we honour and pay homage to all the young Australian and New Zealand military personnel who have served their country with pride and distinction. Especially do we remember the fallen and the wounded who have suffered as a result of war. They fought hard against tough opponents. They stood their ground. The victory is theirs, and because of them, liberty and freedom is ours. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. Anthony Pocket.
Julie Anthony doing what she does best for Brad Henderson. I know he's her biggest fan out there. Good afternoon to you, Bradley. We miss you.
Yep.
Great camera work there done by Lee Roy Green from EFNL Media. Absolutely captured the moment, going across both playing sides.
Most definitely.
So we're only a few moments away now. You heard the roar of the crowd at the end there of the national anthem.
It's actually quite spine-tingling, I should say, when that national anthem finishes and the roar of the crowd. It really does signify that it's time for the.
I think Brad thinks that it's everyone's cheering because Julie stopped singing.
Oh. Well, it's time now for the two combatants here this afternoon to get ready to rumble. And we're looking forward to a massive contest here. Premier Division 2021. Two great sides. Final sides in 2019. Who are both once again looking forward to being part of that upper echelon of Premier Division sides and play off in another final series.
Have we had the toss of the coin yet?
No, I can't say that I've seen it.
What do you make of Jake Tucker's absence, Bryce? Do you think that'll change the structure for South Croydon today?
Yeah, well, I think Matty Crow might have to go forward a little bit here. Number 15, James Crow, I should say, has known to go forward when they've been a little bit light on.
Yeah,
blokes like Alex Birch then have to come into play here because he'll have to start. May have to start roaming a little bit far and wide for kicks, but also very capable footballer as well.
So, Facebook or YouTube, I believe, today. The two streams that you'll be able to tune into the game. Obviously, if you are, you'll be watching one of those right now. It's pretty gloomy out here.
Yeah, it's we've had our moments with the weather on the weekend. Yesterday it rained for about the 15 minutes in the last quarter of the big clash yesterday. And
I reckon if it stays like this, boys, we might need the lights on late in the fourth quarter or even sort of, towards the end of the third quarter.
Because it's not uncommon for it to happen either.
No. It looks like that South Croydon might be kicking to the
club rooms,
club rooms end.
Grandstand end. So finally, it feels like it's forever.
Another player for South Croydon that's also capable of kicking goals is Daniel Cooper. Keep an eye on him.
He's Brett Beston to take us away with the Anzac Day clash, Blackburn versus South Croydon.
Up it goes, and it's Maxi King. He's going to be a key for South Croydon today, but it falls for number 17. That's Cooper, gets the kick away. In fact, it was low for Blackburn, bouncing around over the far side. Now it's in the hands of King again. Second touch for him. It'll kick across half back. Dorian goes up and puts a bit of pressure on, but nicely controlled by South Croydon as they try to come forward. That's a nice kick. Well, it was a nice kick, but coming across and cutting it off was Compton, I think it was, and the ball out of bounds. And we'll have a boundary throw in. So good crowd. There's been a number of other games out here this afternoon, so a lot of people have come in from the outside grounds, and the ground's starting to fill up quite nicely now. As we get our first throw in of the day, Max King works his way to the front, spot up against Cooper. It's going to be a tough day, up against Lowe. It's going to be a tough day for him. Ball bouncing around, it goes inside 50, but it's going to beat everybody. No, in fact, it's still on over there, and South Croydon get it clear. Dorian in the vicinity, but it's taken nicely there by Danaher. Ben Danaher, one of the key members of this Blackburn side, decides to go left foot in towards the goal square. Can they get a mark? Up they go, and a great grab there by, I think it was Birch, and Schnick it was, coming over the top, and he takes a very good mark.
Nice mark taken there by Schnick, goes short, finds Warren, who'll just poke it up towards his teammate in Cass. Got worked out of it that time. Hands and knees came out. A little push in the back. You almost thought that was going to go to Maxi Ott, and the umpire said play on. A lot of players chasing around this ball. Compton got the handball away, bangs it on his boot inside forward 50 or thereabouts, was done. Leading out in the race at the fall of ball, Bartlett goes in after it. He's brought to ground, will have a bounce.
Been really impressed with the opening 2 minutes with Blackburn. They're working really hard to keep that ball in their forward 50.
The umpire to restart it. Barking instructions there. Like I said, there's a lot of players following it around low. Couldn't quite get boot to ball that time. Big man went after it again. Strong tackle over the top there, Laylaw. And the umpire said, give it back to me, boys. Let's try and spread this one out. Restart. Lowe will give that one to him that time. Little handball away. That was okay. Gray got dispossessed. Going in there was Cooper. Did he cop one high? No, he did not. See King going, watch the holding of the jumper in the contest. This time little flick over the back that time by King. He was looking for Walker, but the Burners have the numbers now. Going inside forward 50, but cutting it off nicely. It's a fast-paced game actually at the moment when they've got the ball moving, but they're just not hitting the targets. It's a bit sloppy when it gets to that. Out of bounds, it goes 50 metres out from the Blackburn goal line.
Good pressure once again by Blackburn to keep that ball in that forward 50.
So Blackburn pretty much with the game on their terms at the moment as the ball comes in. Max King might have just got hands to it there. He's been dominant early. Biggest man on the ground, and the tackle is made well and truly wrapped up there. Coming up the top it was Wills, and we'll have a ball up. So tough opening start. South Croydon will be looking to get some territory, which they haven't had any of so far, as King gets another hit out, falls to Dorian, gets the kick away, but we've got a free kick now. It's gone to South Croydon. So can they get something going? South Croydon running across was Wilson. He gets the kick across the ground, and the mark is taken over there. Now they need to go forward rather than across. Here's the kick down the wing. King's in the vicinity, but a good mark taken there. That was Burt. Now the ball, handball down there. They're working it nice. This is better from South Croydon, their best period, but the kick lets them down, and it goes out of bounds in the forward pocket. At least they've got it down the right end of the ground.
A nice switch there by South Croydon, but still their disposal was very sloppy.
Neither side has scored so far in this game. We've crossed 4 minutes in the first term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It was a shallow throw in that time. Kick was smothered. Staying alive there. Overrunning at that time there was done. Over the top it goes. That was a strong tackle laid by Liam Cox, and we'll have a ball up right in front of the magnificent new club rooms out here at Moreton Park, the home of the mighty Burners. The Red Jackets are out in force today. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Stolen there by Hinkley, the new player at the club. Dispossessed, and we'll do it all again. A few stoppages early.
Yeah, I'm expected a close contest early. There's going to be a lot of contested possession until the game just opens up a little.
High throws it up. King had the front spot. Got dispossessed. Dorian was in there. So too his teammate in grey. Getting boot to ball was Dan Cooper. But the umpire is going to...
Has he paid a free? No.
Having all the attention at the moment. These are the umpires. It was flicked away. Little handball out there by Murphy. Spotted up his teammate out there in Patterson. It's got to sit up for him. Nice tackle there by Maxie Warren. Brings him to ground. The umpire again will have a ball up right in front of the scaffolding out there. So there's still a bit of work to do out here at Moreton Park. She is looking at picture. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Dano King goes scored and pushed it wide, very wide, but still managed to get a minor score. That's the first on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard this afternoon. We've crossed 5.5 minutes here in this first term of Anzac Day clash. There's cross down boundary side.
Yeah, g'day guys. Patrick Klepp's on debut for South Croydon. He's listed as 32, but he's out there in the number 84.
Great stuff. Thank you very much to Matt Fodia. Right in front of Carlos's barbecue here. Switching the play. Blackburn, pocket to pocket. In the arms there of Connor Hinckley, who sold a little bit of candy, or did he not? He got the handball away just in the nick of time, and they're going to get themselves out of trouble here with Dove takes the mark. Little handball over the top. Maybe now they have the spare man. The kick goes down the throat there of Bartlett. Will he take off? Takes a few steps back. And he'll kick. Back, you could see it a mile away. He was going to go backwards there. Went straight back down to Dove. But once again across that back pocket to Otten. Otten this way, that way. He'll want to use the left. It was just went the required meterage, I tell you what. And the mark has been taken. So Blackburn kicking up towards the wing position now. So they've coughed it up that time. And Klepp, who Matty just told us about, swings around now on his left boot. He let himself down. Danaher, little toe poke out wide, bouncing football. Well done there by the Dogs, just to get the little handball away with the old 1-2 coming out now for Warren. He dispossessed his opponent there in low, went after it again. Warren low threw him to ground, coming through Danaher. He's wrapped up and we'll have a ball up 60 metres out from the South Croydon goal line.
So the umpire throws it up, a real stalemate in the early stages of this game as it's sent forward. Blackburn now with an opportunity to launch something in the hands of Young. The big half forward gets it down the line, looking for a target, finds it too. So Blackburn, can they go inside 50 and maybe hit the first major score of the day? It's Ryan Bathy, the former Geelong player, of course, getting it down the line, but he hasn't. It's close to the line. In fact, the mark has been taken. No, in fact, it's out over the free kick. Out in the full, so very close to the boundary line. And South Croydon will switch it back in, but the umpire says, let's have it again.
Looks like there's a penalty.
In fact, 25 metre by the looks. 25 metre penalty, so someone infringing in the contest.
Might have said something that Morris didn't like.
The original call was holding off the ball.
So South Croydon get it forward, and that'll be another free kick.
What's going on there?
Which way is it going to go? Cotton it was. I think he's going to get it. Yep, Pat Cotton. Over on the far side of the ground with all the construction area.
I'm disappointed Dano King's wearing long sleeves today. It's usually 3/4.
So Cotton's kick is intercepted. And once again, South Croydon can launch and be a brave man that would wear short. Well, everyone's wearing short sleeves, but Dano King's got the only. He's got the best jumper on the field, should I say? As the kick goes down the line, bouncing around down there, goes to ground and taking the ground. Good solid tackle.
Boundary.
It's crossed down boundary side to Matt Fodia.
Yeah, Josh and I have just noticed South Croydon are setting up behind the ball really, really well. And we spoke program that Blackburn like to hold the ball with the kicking game, but they've been forced to go down the line, and that's allowed South Croydon to take heaps of intercept marks.
Came down that time. Kilpatrick tried to get boot to ball. King snaps around the body right towards the top of the goal square. Bouncing. Which way will it go? It holds up. Nicely trapped there by Dove, the big man. He second, third effort. He might get pinged. He will not. He'd be a brave man to call that one right in front of the Blackburn brethren. It's about 5 metres out from the South Croydon goal line. They lead by 1 point at this stage. King, fresh air shot out of nothing. Little handball over the top that time. Gray, look away handball. They're linking up okay here. Brower, he couldn't quite trap it. He's met heavily over the line there by Robbie Mallison, and we'll have a ball up.
Both sides are really
throwing, I should say.
Both sides are really prepared to lay some heavy-handed tackles here.
Right forward pocket for South Croydon. 10 minutes nearly tick over. We've only seen 1 point so far. King, big fist on it this time, to the top of the goal square. Trapping it there was Cassie, couldn't get boot to ball. Really well done there by Brower. He forced the behind. The minor score go the way of the Doggies, and they on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard double their lead. It's only 2 points though. It's 2 behinds to nothing.
So not been a great game to watch so far, but it's going to get better no doubt as both sides just feel themselves out. Just the 2 behinds. Ball goes up the wing, nicely taken there by Marshall it was. And there's a bit of action over there on the far side. Cooper is on the ground and he was copping it a bit from his Blackburn opponent. And what's the umpire going to do here? It is a free kick to Blackburn, so it's going to be taken by Bartlett. Bartlett wheels around, goes on the right, draws it down the line. Can he find a target? They go high. It's fallen though forward nicely for number 34. That's Arangio. Arangio gets a kick inside.
Nice mark.
And a beautiful mark taken there. Burt it is. Now they go across the back line. There's number 84 and the change of jumper. That's Klepp. Now they go right across. Now it's Want in the back pocket. And Jason Want goes down the line looking for a target, but he finds his target is only a Blackburn player, and they'll come back inside 50. A little bit of hesitation as they get the kick in now. Can they find a target into that pocket again, but easily cut off there. Absolutely poor kick, and South Croydon will bring the ball inbound. Cass takes the mark. Cass wheels around, and he goes, draws it down the middle of the ground, really to no one in particular, and it's been taken by South Croydon, but they give it away. And now here's Blackburn again. They've probably had the better of the game so far, you'd have to say. Jumping around there, that's Lawler, who gets the kick forward. Can he hit a target? He can't. Wants back there, but it's nice work there by Birch. And now they come off half back.
Hey, we hit a target.
And finally the first target, just about ahead of the entire match, as South Croydon go forward. And that's an excellent mark. There's an opportunity for Charlton, but we'll go boundary.
Yes, me and Matt have noticed down on the boundary that South Croydon are looking to switch it immediately. Blackburn, unlike over there before, but they are looking to switch it immediately and quickly. So Tyler Charlton, the man who's come into the side for Jakey Tucker.
Fancies his chances here. It's going to take all of 50 metres for him to score here.
I reckon you're right, Brash. I think he thinks he's got the distance. He strikes it okay, the crowd, but it's just heading off to the right, and it goes through for a minus score, and still we wait for the first goal. It's South Croydon 3 behinds. Blackburn yet to score the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
So, the Otten bring the ball back into play. Kicks it to the grandstand side. The Dogs have the numbers. King linked up well. Here's a go for them. Brought to ground. A strong tackle there by Xavier Murphy, and rewarded justly so. No, Murphy on the right boot now. Dumps the ball out towards the wing position. A big flyer that time there by Hardy. And he gave it a little nudge in the back. A free kick goes the way of the Dogs. Comes out towards Kilpatrick. Coughed it up that time. Nicely done there by Young. They've linked up okay. Inside forward 50 they go, but nobody's home. Straight down the throat of Marshall, who wants to take off to the races. Kicks it out towards the wing position. Great mark. Strong mark by McEwen. Wearing the fancy orange boots today. Had 2 kicks from home. He's weighing up his options. He'll kick it towards the centre half forward line. Big fist by, I think it was done over the back there that time. Fresh air shot. A strong tackle there by Cox. It wasn't rewarded. They're under pressure. The Burners in across their back half. The Dogs, once again, they've done it right here on the right boot, and they've got there first. That's what they wanted. Maxie King kicks his first goal of the day, and South Croydon get the first on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. And we have gone 14 minutes here in this first term.
They worked hard there, South Croydon, through that midfield. They got players involved there. They just sort of threw Blackburn offside a little bit, but it's not pretty football, I can say that at the moment.
Credit to Robbie Mallinson too. He got the clearance in the middle and he got the hand pass off. He did the grunt work, got it off nicely, and Maxie King, who's been very prominent early, particularly in the ruck, has his first goal. So back in the middle. The deadlock finally broken. The knockout comes away of Blackburn on this occasion, a rare one for them. Now the ball goes forward as Blackburn try to respond quickly, bouncing around over there towards Warren. It's very close that Warren gets his kick smothered, and it's gone out of bounds on the far side.
I think the thing is here, neither side has been able to take control of the corridor, and I think that's why scoring has been low and we're seeing a lot of contested play.
And so thrown on the far side, you could be right, Brash, because thinking about it, most of the play has been on that far side of the field. Comes in, number 17, that's the ruckman for Blackburn getting the tap. Now here's a chance again for Blackburn to go inside 50 maybe, and the snap at goal, and I think it's there. It is. So Blackburn just out of nothing really, and they have their first goal. Let's watch on the replay to see who it was. Came inside and Xavier Murphy it was, the two Murphy boys, and it was Xavier getting onto the left foot and firing it through. So Blackburn do get the quick response. And it's South Croydon 1-3 leading Blackburn 1-0 should I say, on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Both back lines are under huge pressure. Both sides forwards are prepared to really put a lot of tackling pressure on each other, and clear ball is not imminent.
High throws it up, King got the knockdown, that was good play. Kick goes in the middle of the ground, so picked up there and snapped around the body there by Cass, who goes inside forward 50. The big fly out the front there by Wilson, couldn't quite trap it. 15 metres out from goal, they're going to raffle it. The Burners, and Maxi Otten kicks it out wide. He finds Dorian across the half back line for the Burners. Spearing kick up towards the wing position. But standing strong and taking a good mark there was Schnick. Got it to Want. Former Eastern Lions player goes short. They're going to link up okay here. Is Schnick on the left boot, inside forward 50. The ball bounces towards the Wilson direction. He overran the pill that time. Dorian was in there. He had an opponent to beat. Good strong tackle, bringing Burt over the boundary line and out of bounds. Right in front of Carlos's barbecue. We'll have a boundary throw-in.
Both sides' ball handling hasn't been great in the first quarter so far.
Bo to bring the ball back in. King had the front spot to kick the only goal for this game. Can they link up and get a handball? Snap around the body there by Walker. He pushed it really wide that time, out of bounds on the full. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 17 minutes into this first term on Anzac Day, and it is South Croydon leading 1-3-9, Blackburn 1-6. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on YouTube and Facebook today.
So Blackburn to bring the ball back in. Cotton has it. Now they get it, trying to work it out of the danger area. Gray, down the line they go. That's Gray now. Gets the right foot kick down the line. And we've got a whistle downfield.
It's been reversed.
Let's have a look and see what, in fact it has been reversed. So it's a South Croydon free kick. Now they go inside 50, South Croydon. Can they hit a target? Up they fly. Beautiful mark taken there. That's a superb grab.
Wilson.
Taken by Wilson. He's had a good year. Plenty of goals for him so far. Superb kick, and Wilson just getting himself out binding his opponent there. It was number 9 Otten, Max Otten, the experienced player, but he got the better of him there.
Another undisciplined play. Let's cross to Matt Fody, who was right there.
Yeah, so the umpire there, it looks like Morris. I might be mistaken there. Morris, he didn't like the back chat he got there from the Blackburn defenders, in particular Connor Hinkley, your man in the pre-game, guys. And yeah, that's the ill-discipline coming out. And as we know, Morris doesn't take kindly.
So 25-metre penalty makes it an absolute certainty, and Wilson dribbles it through.
What's disappointing is no one stood on the man of the mark there, Brash, and he just ran into an open goal unattended.
Yeah, no, that's not a good sign. And the fact is, in such a tough, uncompromising contest so far, you just can't afford to be giving cheap goals away like that.
So South Croydon by 9 points as we come back to the middle.
So the umpire throws the ball up again. King got the knockdown, Kilpatrick. Little worm burner kick. Came alive there for Blackburn. There's a copping one high in the middle of the ground. Will it be a downfield free kick, or is it coming back? I think it might be coming back.
No.
Go the way of Reed.
No, it's downfield, I believe. No, you're right. It's coming back.
It's not uncommon.
What, that you're right?
So the kick goes inside forward 50 now. The wind got hold of that a little bit, but at the fall of the ball, little handball out there by Bartlett. Last line of defence though, South Croydon, chance to relieve themselves out of that danger zone. Couldn't quite trap the football that time. There was Willers, and then Want over the top, up towards the wing position. Dunn was versus Wilson that time. South Croydon slamming it on the boot. It was touched off the boot, and so it was nicely done there by Mallison to get the quick handball away. It was trapped in there by Reed. He had to get rid of the pill really quickly as he was brought down in the tackle. Ball ball is on the deck. Let's have a restart. True centre wing position out here, far side of Moreton Park, the home of the mighty Burners. Pyer throws it up now. Big knock over the back that time there by Lowe over the top of his opponent there in King, and we will have another ball up.
The good thing about South Croydon is their tackling pressure's been high, and they're giving Blackburn no opportunity to dispose of ball in a clean manner.
So I've just gone past the 20-minute mark of this first quarter as Max King gets another hit out. Love to see his stats at the end of this game. And the umpire says we'll have a free kick, which South Croydon will benefit from. The kick out towards the wing, taken there nicely, turning around and going forward as they try and get it, working it away. There is King again, but his kick doesn't go through, it just goes through the hands, and that'll be a free kick. Free kick, terrific tackle down there.
Wilson again.
Wilson again, he's had a very strong start, Wilson. Let's have a look at the replay. There's the kick, and going through the hands there of Donnell. He couldn't quite take it, but then Wilson came in and made the tackle.
Maybe the Blackburn player was saying, where's my prior opportunity? Well, Morris is having none of that.
So it's going to be Wilson. He'll go back and line up for his second. Chance to give South Croydon a little bit of a breathe. This will be a 15-point lead if he can slot this through in the throes of quarter time, and I think he's got it. He has, all the way, never looked like missing. So Wilson gets his second. And after a pretty good period in the early stages by Blackburn, when they didn't really put the scores on the board when they had the opportunities, at South Croydon, who are now benefiting, and they lead by 15 points, at least as we go boundary side.
Yeah, James Wilson was on Montro's list in 2019, but Box Hill listed as well, and he's come across to South Croydon with a connection with Jaden Cass and alike that have played at Box Hill, and that's his 6th goal in 2 games.
South Croydon have really have settled now into their work here, so Blackburn have got their work cut out here.
Fresh air shot by both ruckmen that time. 21 played 6. Chance for Blackburn to go forward. A thumping kick inside forward 50 at the fall of the ball. And good strong tackle over the top there by Jimmy Crowell. See it ball up 25 metres out from the Blackburn goal line. Not the most exciting quarter to start off the game.
It hasn't been, no. It's been a little bit underwhelming, but it can only get better from here.
Dano King, an up and under kick. Certainly went the required distance. We've heard a whistle. A little push out, I think, that time by Willis. And it'll be Paddy Conton to have the ball. He's about 55 out. I think he's a bit too far out here. So you're looking to kick to the hot spot, you might think.
Or inside left goal post.
He'll give it all he's got and say it's going to sit up. He tried to get every bit of leather that he possibly could there, but he pushed it wide. Minor score is the result. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 23 minutes tick over in this first term. And the big Anzac Day clash, and it is 7-21, 14-point margin.
So Warren it'll be to bring the ball back in for South Croydon. Has been a lot of scoring in this quarter, so you wouldn't think it'd be a terribly long one. As he gets the ball out towards Matt King, who's, in fact, it goes over the head of King, and there's an opportunity for Compton. Blackburn forced the turnover. Compton looking around for someone to kick to, but in the end he just handballs it across to Otten. Out in the hands of Lawler. Gets a kick forward. No mark taken. Bouncing around. And Want has it in the back pocket, and he's taken it a heavy tackle too. And the umpire says we will ball it up.
Cox has been good down back for South Croydon so far this term.
He hasn't done much wrong, Liam Cox.
And so the umpire to throw it up. We're up to nearly 24 minutes played in this quarter. Up it goes. Pretty sure King got another hit out. As the ball goes to ground and it's wrapped up good and tight in there, and we'll have a secondary ball up. So a 14-point lead for South Croydon. Up it goes again. Look at King. He's like he's on a ladder as he gets the ball down, and we'll have another ball up.
The one thing that South Croydon have been able to do is contain Blackburn's outside run.
Up it goes again. Let's just say King got them. In fact, he got beaten to the tap that time. Maria head out for Doncaster, but it's South Croydon who bring the ball out, and they thump it out towards the side. Play on, says the umpire, who goes in the direction of Wilson. He couldn't get his hands on it, but he was bumped out of the way. Does he get a free kick? No.
He better not.
Tiki Touchwood stuff in BWS's terminology, if it had been, as the umpire to throw it in on the far side. Up it goes. King works his way to the front spot. Bit of a stalemate that time, but it's Blackburn who bring it away. They go back to go forward. The kick is beautifully smothered. Fantastic work there
by Donnell.
Stevie Donnell diving in there and keeping the ball locked in.
He's probably king of the 1%ers at South Croydon, Donnell.
Absolutely, spot on. Universally loved family down there at the kennel.
Yep.
Pye throws it in now. King versus Otten comes in. Quick kick out of that danger zone up towards the wing position. Knocked down to ground level. Scooped upon there by Gaspar in the middle of the ground. Will it sit up? It will this time. Nicely done there by Young, but he was tackled inside forward 50. The ball goes bouncing out wide. Snap around the body is going right. I'll tell you what, that's a letdown. A real big letdown as the siren sounds to announce quarter time out here at Moreton Park. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast live on Facebook and YouTube this afternoon. Quarter time scores. The home side, Blackburn 1-2-8. They trail by 13 points because South Croydon have come to play today. They lead 3-3-21. 2 goals to James Wilson for the Doggies. The rest are single goal kickers across the board. We'll be back with the second term right after this.
Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne.
Because it's not down with the app. I just left the link up.
Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne. Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network. You are connected to Noah Melbourne.
There's a spare one in there somewhere. I think it's number 2, next to between Ben and Brett.
Welcome to Sports Entertainment Network.
That's the good thing about the bloody gazebo, Ben. Don't have to worry about going up without the smoke. Just sit here and it's a bit rude. I thought it was going to take off before that window. Whenever we like, because it's only going to leave. So it's going to go on Facebook and it's going to YouTube. That's it. So you don't have to come back until they start playing. Not bad. And where's money? As soon as they go. Matt Fodia.
Bruce?
You want us to pick up a fake broadcast?
A fake one? Like for ad breaks?
Yeah.
Up to you, mate. If you've got something like it, yeah, you may as well, I guess.
Well, no, I haven't.
Oh.
Just trying to sort things out with Lee because he's the only one who's got the third.
Yeah. Look, I'm happy as long as the effects mic's on, and I think people will realise it's quarter time. Yeah. But literally, we can come back with me interviewing the coach if we'd like.
Yep.
Once you hear me go boundary, that might be the cue.
Okay, thanks, man. Just spoke to Matt. As soon as they broke 24 time huddle, we've got a sale for the boundary to do an interview with the coach, which are the coaches around, and then we'll go back to
Lovely, Marcus. How are you, mate? Matt, by the way. Boundary side, guys.
Welcome back out to Moreton Park, where we're about to get underway with the second term. Here at quarter time, it's a 13-point lead to South Croydon, 21-8. And let's cross down boundary side to Josh.
It's Matt, guys. Good guess, though, BWS. I'm down here with Marcus Bozzaglo, the South Croydon coach. Happy with the first quarter, mate? The pressure especially. 32 tackles in the first quarter there.
Yeah, it's a great start. I mean, we set ourselves for 25. 32 is exceptional, especially in our forward half. I think obviously Blackburn like to kick the footy around a little bit, and we were able to sort of shut that down. But look, to start, they're a good side, and they'll come back at us.
Absolutely. You were talking there about the ruck battle. Max King's obviously got the most of it at the moment with his superior height and probably knowledge. How are you going to take advantage of that?
Well, you sort of don't want to change too much. I mean, we don't want to get too offensive in there. We're just going to stick with our method. Obviously, they've tightened it up a fair bit in there. I think they've won centre clearance, so we just sort of tighten up a little bit in there. Yeah, look, getting rucked on us, but their rucking's pretty good when it hits the ground as well.
And then finally, mate, you were talking to the wingers about their role at the stoppage. Are they playing a bit more of a defensive role, given Blackburn's tendency to try and get lateral?
Yeah, they are. So obviously Dorian and Lawler on a wing as well. They're pretty dangerous, so we've just got to be really wary. Obviously, beat them the other way, but make sure we've got our eye on them in defensive all the time.
Cheers, Marcus. Good luck.
Marcus Bozzaglo there with Matt Fodia. That was a great chat there to Marcus. One of your favourites, Brash?
Yeah, he is, Marcus, and always generous with his time, and he's a very knowledgeable man, and he's an actual legend of the EFNL.
Like yourself, Brash.
Let's cross back down boundary side as we've got Josh Ward. What do you got for us, Wardy?
Yeah, so I was listening into Brendan Allen at quarter time. He said they were working hard but got no reward for effort. He was impressed by the first goal with that forward stoppage, and they also need to make the stoppages more even, with South Croydon often getting more numbers and having a better defensive setup at those stoppages, and get more movement as well out of the back line. Back to you guys.
Great stuff there with Josh Ward and Matt Fodia. Welcome to the broadcast, Damien Watson, who's made his way from the SEN studios after a stellar performance on EFL Sunday.
Well, thank you, BWS. How about the crowd? Absolutely fantastic today at Moreton Park.
More. How was Williams Road, mate?
A lot of traffic.
So here we go with the second quarter now. Jumping up early but getting the knockdown there was King. It was okay. Kilpatrick inside forward 50. Spearing out is Donnell, who takes it on the chest. And I don't know, Stevie Donnell, he might be able to ping this one. He likes to kick him in from this position when he's on the run. He'll start his approach halfway up the cricket pitch here.
How about the centre clearance though from South Croydon, straight out of the centre, as clean as a whistle, Brash?
It's been the cleanest one so far in this match.
It was electric, it was fast paced, and we know there are only 40 to 45 metre arcs out here at Moreton Park, so distance shouldn't be a problem. He works it back, but not far enough. Minor score is the result. That's 5 now for the South Croydon Football Club. So, it's 4, in fact. He's so fast, Leroy Green, it's not funny. As a pick comes in now, as Compton takes it in the back pocket for the Burners. He's weighing up his options. He's going to use the line. He'll keep it low. Mark's been nicely taken there by Nick Gray. He wants the handball and he's going to get it this time. So right in front of us here in the broadcast position, at the back of the pack there was King. McBurness had the numbers at ground level. Here's Dorian on the right boot. A scrambling kick forward by Dorian. It was disappointing just at best. And he's coughed it up. Right in the right forward pocket. South Croydon to bring the ball back into play.
So promising by Blackburn, but it comes to nothing at the moment as the kick goes down. Nice mark taken there by Warren. Getting up above his opponent, Dorian. Shows a little bit of candy, then gets the right kick down the line. Can he hit a target? There's plenty of them down there. Bouncing around, goes through the hands. Nicely done there by Marshall. Weaves back inside, gets a hand pass away. Willis now into that pocket as they try and get it inside 50. They go inside 50 now, but it's a bit untidy. Picked up opportunity, a little snap at goal, but it looks
61
to be
nice
goal.
Kilpatrick
it was a bit of a floater. He picked it up just Johnny on the spot and had a snap. It seemed to take an age to get anywhere, but it floated through. Another one for South Croydon. Gives them the perfect start in the second quarter, and they lead by 20 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Big difference there. Blackburn's delivery into their forward 50 give their forwards no chance. South Croydon worked the ball back up the defensive side of the wing, and through good handball and good running, they created another opportunity and scored.
Very swift with their ball movement there, the Bulldogs, and Kilpatrick, who affected the clearance before, kicks the goal there.
Spot on Damo. King got the knockdown, came back towards him, and then booted up towards the half-forward line. The doggies seemed to be on top a little bit here. Danelle, just knee was in the wrong spot at the wrong time. He's given away a free kick.
Crowd's gone quiet too, you can tell by the state of the game.
Yeah, might need to start waving them red jackets.
Yes. Yeah, mate. As the kick goes into the middle of the ground. Big fly that top there. Marshall couldn't quite pull the mark down. Going nowhere that time. Benny Danaher, umpire, asked for it back.
Max King really has started to lift his work rate, and from about the 15-minute mark of the first quarter, he's taken over in the ruck.
Oh yeah. Does it right. It was Lowe versus King. Gave that one to King. Hitting the deck there was Walker. We'll have a ball up.
Get the sense Blackburn just need to slow down the tempo a little bit, stifles the momentum of the opposition.
They can't get the ball on their terms at the moment, Blackburn.
Fly over the top there by Dove. Quick kick out of the pack there though by Burt that time. Another chance here for South Croydon as the ball goes inside forward 50 or thereabouts. Mopping up at the back there. Blackburn did well. Kick goes out towards the wing position where Bartlett had it fisted away from him, but he had some running support there in Dorian. Handball to himself.
Well done.
Did it very well done. Got it away inside forward 50 by Bartlett to the forward pocket. They pushed it wide, just too wide. Ryan Bathy chasing after it, wanted it, couldn't get it. Over she goes for a boundary throwing right underneath the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, which reads a 20-point lead to the South Croydon Football Club in this second term on Anzac Day. 5 minutes gone in this second term as we wait for the ball to come back into play now. In the front spot there, Dove got the knock from the behind. Nicely done there by Gray. Somehow got booed to ball. Kicks across the face of goal, and over she goes for a boundary throwing. Probably a good result there in the end.
I was going to say not the worst result. Had it gone out on the full, obviously to the contrary, but that was good play on the outer wing as well by Dorian, just to keep the ball in play, keep the ball moving in Blackburn's favour.
Yeah, it certainly was. Eyes only on the football. King versus Dove. Dove over the back, knocked it to King, came out. This way, that way, was coughing the ball up. There's a lot of players surrounded this time. Nicely done there by Walker. An up and under kick, keeps it alive. Big fly over the back and knocked away there by Willis. Charging through. Miraculously, it does still stay in the field of play. Dorian brought to ground, dispossessed, will have a ball up.
I was just going to say, BWS, you'd like the footy on this side of the ground and be positioned on this side of the ground because they often favour the outer side.
Yeah, you're spot on. Oh, Danaher around the body, it might have got there.
It has.
It has got there. What a fantastic goal that was out of the pack. That's a contender for goal of the day. Benny Danaher gets his first. Blackburn get their second, an important one for them. 2-2-14. They're half the score of South Croydon, who are 4-4-28.
They almost needed that goal, Blackburn. They needed to find some composure, and Danaher, just what they needed, just a snap out of nowhere, really, and the fact that it was against the grain.
You could make the case that it was a blind shot, but it was something from nothing, and that's what you need.
So absolutely crucial that Blackburn got the next one you felt, and they have. So that brings it back to a 14-point game. 6 minutes gone in the second quarter. As the umpire sends it aloft, and we wait for the almost obligatory Max King hit out. Falls over for Blackburn, and they get it forward. Can they find a mark? Get back-to-back goals here. This would really bring the game alive. Ball bouncing around off half-back. It's out towards the wing, and here they go. This is Want on the outside. Gets a nice little kick down. Good mark taken by Mallinson. Mallinson wheels and goes. Gets it forward. That's a beautiful kick. Mark taken there by Willis. And quick transfer, and the kick goes inside. Beautifully done. Superb ball movement by South Croydon, and they'll go back and have a chance to immediately reply.
Brendan Allen won't be happy about that.
No.
Four South Croydon players getting uncontested possession, and there wasn't a Blackburn player within 10 metres of each one of those.
And so Jaden Cassidy, he's taken the mark. It was just all a bit too easy for South Croydon how they moved that ball down the ground, as Brash said. Cass, nice smooth approach, trying to get his first of the day. Let's see how he goes. Right foot kick. You won't get a lot out of the crowd today, but there are a few South Croydon supporters down the back, so they do get up and rise, and so they should, as Cass slots it through. First one for him. And South Croydon get a response to kick it out to a 20-point lead. It's 5-4-34 to 2-2-14, and we're just over the 7.5 minute mark. Second quarter on the Bendigo scoreboard. Boundary side.
I was about to add to Brash's point there about the South Croydon players getting out the back. All the Blackburn guys committed to Jordan Walker, who got the handball over the top to Jason Want. So it was 4 blokes went to tackle him, and he got the handball over the top, and South Croydon got the dividends from it. So they're obviously all committing forward to the ball.
Thanks, Matty. As Max King gets the head out from the centre clearance, and he even robes his own tap as well. What a game he's having as the ball goes to the ground and wrapped up nice and tight on the tackle there. And we'll have a secondary ball up.
Exemplifies the discipline of the Bulldogs just to get that reply, Brash.
Yep.
King got the handball away. We heard a late whistle. Dano King now on the right boot. Drives the ball forward. Inside forward 50 it goes. Was there a bit of holding? A push on Maxi Otten that time. Filthy is Wilson. He has to cough it up. So, Max Otten. Crowd starting to really get into it. You know Mother Nature's against you when you go to the bar to buy a soft drink and the soft drink's sold out, but they still got beer. It's the first time I've gone to buy a soft drink in my life. The kick goes up towards the wing position. Straight down the throat there of Warren. We couldn't quite hold the mark, so a reprieve here now for Blackburn. Reid went backwards to go forwards. Kicked that time there by Otten up towards the half-forward line. Hitting the deck there was King. Dano really just not wanting a bar of it, saying he was held almost without it. The umpire said, no, you were not, Sonny Jim. Up you get. And we will have a ball up 70 metres out from the Blackburn goals. Comes out towards Danaher, the man who kicked the second goal just only a few minutes ago for the Burners.
Damien, every Blackburn possession that they're getting is under pressure, and South Croydon are just making them stick.
And in contrast for the Bulldogs, uncontested possessions are plenty.
Yep.
Brings the ball back in, front spot there. And King went up against Lowe that time. Quick kick by the Dogs out of the pack. Bouncing football up towards the half-forward line. Trapped there by Otten, who just swings around on that familiar left boot and slammed it down the throat of his teammate, who got a quick handball off there to Reid. They're going to switch the play here. They've got the numbers. Jason Want's charging after his opponent, but they did well there. Blackburn, the kick goes out wide. Here's Laylaw. It's got to sit up for him. He's got to move it. Dorian's made some space here, and he's going to trap it. He did well there with the one hand, kicked it straight into the man on the mark. Did second effort, was fantastic here. Here's Perez. He goes goalward. Perez, no, he pushed it to the left-hand side. That would have been welcome to the Burners for his game today. Through it goes for one behind. 10 minutes gone here in this second term. Ball will be coming back. Margin is 19 points, Brett Beston.
So you've got to take your chances when they're there. As the ball goes out into the back pocket. A bit of a fumble. In fact, it's gone out of bounds. It was Birch. Wasn't the greatest kick, to be fair. And he couldn't take it, and we'll have a throw in. So a little mistake there from South Croydon.
You're quite right. It wasn't the best kick out, and you've got to hit your targets in that situation when there's absolutely no pressure on you.
Is that right, Damo? As the umpire sends it back into play. Bounces, it looked like bounced off almost off the head of Laylaw there, but it's come back for South Croydon. Switch inside, the kick in forward. Can they get a mark? Up they fly, but the only mark taken is the mark by Warren. Good work for South Croydon, and they'll bounce back off, rebound off half back.
He's been everywhere, Warren.
He has. Warren's had a very good game. He goes wide out towards the flank, goes over the back, but it falls for Blackburn. Now they come forward again. There's a Long kick forward with the punch and the spoil. But it's still there. It's fallen nicely for Blackburn. I think it was Patterson who got the kick inside, but it's a wasted kick and easily marked back there. Last line of defence in South Croydon to rebound. Kick up forward. Who is it? Max King.
The size difference.
Absolutely huge he is. Gets the kick into the middle of the ground. Quick transfer. Nice work there.
Stevie Donnell.
So Steve Donnell, floating kick over the top. That's again, it's a poor kick and it's easily cut off back there. Nice work there by Dunn. And chips it out wide. Blackburn just to work it down that far side as a lot of the players been down that side. Crowd starting to come into the game as Blackburn just get a little something going. Taking an age to get it forward. There's the kick. Long one down the line. Can they get a mark? Beautifully done by Bathy. Ryan Bathy wheels around onto the right foot. Gets the kick inside
what a
50.
Spot.
Beautiful kick. And it may leap forward, but back there to save the day. And it's been socket off the ground. It's just missed. It was almost a spectacular goal.
Arangio should have done the handball into the goal square then.
Blackburn players appealing, but the umpire would have nothing of it.
We'll take the boundary throw in
fact,
here.
the boundary throw, and as I said, rather than go through for the... It did. Up they go. Max King got the head down.
Tunnel ball.
Ball finally comes out towards the boundary line, and I think it's going to go out of bounds on the full. No, mark is taken. It's Hart over there. Hart wheels around, sends a little right-footed chisel kick into the bow. Beautifully done. Mark not taken. It should have been. But a strong tackle coming in there. Taken to the ground was Perez playing his first game, and he's been done for holding the ball a little bit harsh.
I've got to be critical of Blackburn here. They're not playing to their strengths. They should be kicking the ball to the top of the square to a big player.
Marshall took the mark and then took off to the races. With this way, that way, out towards the half-back, almost thrown out there to Dano King, who's looking for the safety of the boundary line, who might not even need it either because he had Burt coming through for support. The kick goes up towards the wing position now. Fly over the top there by Maxi King, got a timely fist on that one. Ball spills out though. Here's Laylor for the Burners up towards the half-forward line. Bouncing football. Will it stay alive? It does though for Schnink. Schnink gets it across. Face of goal here for South Croydon. Trapped there by Want. Sold a little bit of candy and then kicked it out of bounds. That is got to be paid. Morris just likes annoying people. So he's right in front of the Blackburn brethren there. That is the definition of deliberate. I'm telling you that right now.
I reckon that was a flub.
A flub?
Yeah.
What's a flub?
What's a flub, Brash?
You're creating words now, Brash. The umpire throws the ball in over the back. Free kick will be going the way this time of the Blackburn Football Club.
And there's a square up if you ever want one.
Liam Murphy, whose brother Xavier kicked a goal in the first term. It's time to match those honours right here. 40 metres out, 45-degree angle.
It's an important kick, Brash, because Blackburn have had the football inside their forward half for the last 5 minutes, the majority of it anyway.
Well, they haven't really given their key forwards any chance whatsoever throughout the contest so far, Damien.
Premier Division footballers should kick Premier Division goals exactly like this. Comes in now, leans over it and puts it through. He's got his first. The brothers Murphy one apiece, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 15 minutes into this second term, the margin is narrowed back to 13 points. 34 South Croydon, Blackburn 21.
What came from a free kick there, Brash?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You know, I was watching Max King's reaction. He was actually having a bit of a laugh about it. I think he probably thought it was a bit of a joke, actually, that free kick, why it was awarded.
So speaking of Max King, he's back in the middle, gets the hit out. Dan King gets his jersey scrubbed, but he goes in there and gets it again. Good work as the kick goes out towards the boundary.
Ooh, nice.
Beautifully marked taken there by Burt. Now here they come, South Croydon, trying to get a quick response. They go down the line, and it's knocked out of bounds over on that far, or is it? No, in fact, it's still in. So here's an opportunity for Blackburn. Wheeling around his cop. Moore gets the kick in, Lawler. Down into the pocket, bounces past everybody.
Oh.
It's just, oh my word, it just is sitting in the goal square there for someone to come through, and it's been rushed through for a behind. So 12 points on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 5-4-34, plays 3-3-22.
Well, they've coughed it up.
Kick
It's only
inside.
25 metres out from the Blackburn goal line. Scooting out there was Murphy. Comes out now, little kick off the ground that time. That might work favourably for Hinckley. Out the back it comes though, right in front of us here in the broadcast position. You can hear every bump and crunch as it comes out now. Bartlett swings around on the left inside ball 50. Marshall got the fist on it. Quick kick going. Goalwood, I tell you what, that would have been some sort of an effort if that one had have gone through for Paddy Conton, but through for a minor score. And it's at the 16-minute mark of this second term, 23-34. It's a 11-point margin as we cross down boundary side. Here's Josh Ward.
Yeah, me and Matt have noticed that whilst Blackburn goals are taking what seems like an eternity, nearly 10 minutes, as they have a bit of a chance here, South Croydon are just getting their goals with ease throughout this whole game. So they are a chance here, Blackburn. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much to Wardy. Wardy would have called France yesterday, given that he's saying chance.
It's a South Australian accent, but this is an important kick.
Snap around the body. Oh, Ryan Bathy, eat your heart out. He's done those training plenty of times over the years. Through it goes for a major, and all of a sudden we're back to within a kick out here at Moreton Park. 5 points is the margin. 17 minutes gone here in the second term in the big Anzac Day clash. Premier Division football at its best. 34 plays 29. Dogs favour.
You know, at certain stages of a game where you're going to have your time, right, to dominate possession. Blackburn have had really no chance whatsoever until the last 10 minutes, where they've just come back into the game a bit, Damo. And it's not been through pretty football.
No.
It's just been through hard work.
That's right. It hasn't been the direct delivery inside 50 that's found a mark on most occasions, but at least they're getting their hands on the football, and they have dictated terms, as you said, in the last 10 minutes.
So back in the middle. Max King gets his 900th hit out of the day, running in the second half, down to Dan King. Dan King gets it forward, looking for a target, goes through hands. Nice work there by Layla. Got the handball away, but it was lost. Kilpatrick in there too, as was Mallinson, and a snap at goal. And Mark taken back during the last line of defence. It was Charlton, he got the kick in, but he didn't make proper contact. And Blackburn will bring it away. Long kick down the line, up they fly. Mark taken. Good work over there by Bartlett, taking the ground. Hard to see it coming out of there, and the umpire says we'll have a ball up. So we've had 18 minutes of play in this second term. And you have to say it's been Blackburn's term. They've pulled it back to a 5-point margin. And could yet find themselves in front at half-time. Max King, the head out towards the boundary. Still kept it in over there. Nice handball from Danaher. Down the line they come, Blackburn. And Marr taken by Bathy.
He's been a presence.
He has indeed, Ryan Bathy, starting to come into the game nicely. Sells a bit of candy and then goes down the line. Can he hit a target? He's overcooked it though. Blackburn players looking for the free kick, and they're going to get it too.
Over the shoulder.
Arangio.
So Arangio it is, the former Templestowe man. And he goes forward, puts a little kick inside. Can he hit it? That's the replay, as you were. I'm just checking to see if you're on looking. If you're
chopping.
Brilliant.
Or maybe the chop. Not allowed to do that anymore.
So Arangio, it's for real this time. There he comes. As I say, the former Templestowe man gets plenty of height on the kick. I think he's off target though. In fact, he's out of bounds. He's missed everything completely, and that's a wasted opportunity.
Hard kick for a left footer on the left hand side. Then just can't get the angle of the dangle right.
The angle of the jangle.
Inventing words today, Brash.
Oh, Brash, you are on fire in season 2021. There's no doubt about it as it comes out big great. The angle of the dangle. Oh, there's a new term if ever I've heard one. 19 and a half minutes tick over. It's almost time on.
Dangling into time on as we speak.
Might make Dyson Baker laugh again. Anyway.
King over the back, got the knockdown, charging his way through. There was Burt. He was quickly stripped. And we will have a ball up.
I'm not sure if we've got play of the day today, but Brash is the clubhouse leader at the moment with some of his work.
Comes out now. Might have been a high tackle that time. Cox was laying pressure. Cox had teammates in support. Let's do it all again, another stoppage.
Well, they're applying the ferocious tackling pressure. The doggies just holding things up and stemming the tempo a little bit.
They probably needed to.
King. It was as good as a kick out of the ruck contest. The Dogs trying to work themselves out of a phone booth here, getting boot to ball Kilpatrick. That was okay, gained some valuable meterage as the kick goes up towards the half-forward line or thereabouts for South Croydon, leading this game by 5 points as we hit 21 minutes in this second term. Big Anzac Day clash out at Moreton Park. Premier Division football at its best. Umpire brings the ball back into play now. Went over both ruckmen. Little knockdown there by Walker. A chance though that Blackburn who kicked the ball up towards the half-forward line. Brought him back with the flight. There was Maxie Warren who took a good mark. He's going to switch the ball off here to Marshall. Marshall this way, that way. The handball inboard. He's put his teammate under a lot of pressure. They've coughed it up nicely here. Young goes goalward. Young kick. No, he can't. Well, we were getting up out of our seats to slam that one home. That would have put them in front, the home side, but a minor score is the result. 4 points is the margin. Let's cross down boundary side.
Yeah, the man with the footy now, Pat Klepp, was wide open right on your side of the ground there, boys. Dylan Marshall chose to come inboard and almost got burnt.
And the kick comes out and a good lead and a good kick as well. Dan Cooper takes it. He swings around now on the right. And it's a neat kick and it needed to be too because Wilson was in position A. Compton came in for the late spoil. Pay that one. Otten and Cox, a little bit of how do you do behind play as the kick goes up towards the half-forward line. It was just a sea of red and black out there, but charging after it there was Cass. Cass around the body. They've done it again. Coast-to-coast football there by the Doggies and some breathing space to boot as well. They go out to a 10-point lead as we cross the 22.5-minute mark of this second term out here at Moreton Park.
Oh, Damien, I don't think Alan would be happy with that.
Well, that should have been marked. Simple as that. Should have been intercepted. There were 3 players on their own, fell out the back.
Yep. And Cass was just allowed to slip in there.
And a number of the Blackburn defenders were pointing at each other, asking what happened there, fellas.
It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault either.
So umpire throws it up. Max King with the tap. We're 22 minutes into this second quarter.
He's done it right, Dorian.
Dorian gets a little boy's come off his knee, gets it forward. And going without it there, but Blackburn, if they could pinch a goal here, they'd be delighted. The one on the outside. Chisel kick beautifully done, and the mark is taken.
He had 11 inside 50s last week, Dorian. He's starting to run and starting to influence that part of his game. Bathy started to come into the contest as well. He should be able to kick this.
So he's been good, Dorian. He certainly has. And Ryan Bathy.
Well, he's not a left-footed Brash, so he should slot it.
He should.
And so this will be a big one for the home side. How does it look? The crowd behind the goals like it. It's through.
Never in doubt.
Ryan Bathy puts it through, and Blackburn have hit the front in the throws of. In fact, they haven't at the front. They're 4 points behind, but they're right back in this.
That's his second.
And of course, Ryan Bathy spent a bit of time on the VFL, this BWS at Geelong, and he certainly acquitted himself well at Blackburn over the last few years.
Yes, absolutely. He's a presence on the field. There's no doubt about that. And when he's on, he's on. So that was a good kick.
So it was the second for Bathy.
An important answer there for the home side after the previous goal end-to-end by South Croydon.
That was the most direct football they played, I think, for this quarter anyway, Blackburn, with the kick inside 50.
Spot on. King, little flick over the top that time, barging his way through there was Hart, and he's quickly wrapped up, and we'll have another bounce. Ball up, I should say. It was a bit of a slack one that time as it came out Marshall. Little handball away. Danaher just trying to break his way through. You're Gonski, son. It might be advantage paid here. It is. Cass, who kicked the last goal for the Dogs, goes inside forward 50 looking for Wilson. Over the top of his head it goes. King was at the fall of ball. So too was... Oh, that was well done there by Dove, who banged it on his boot out of that danger zone, but Birch was underneath it. Right in front of the Doggy faithful out there. Kicks it up towards centre half forward. Barging his way through there was Dove. The big man did well then. It might be actually chopped off here by Cox. He did well. He asked for the football, handball over the top. They're going to link up along the boundary line here. Barging his way through there was Bert, spun on a throop, came out towards the Donnell area. He couldn't quite trap it and sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Well, that's the value of gritty persistence from the Dogs there, Brash. Cox forcing it forward at will.
They've just shown a little bit more poise in this game, Damo.
Pyer restarts it. King goes again. He must have a sore hand. He's got that many knockouts so far in this first half. So we're in that danger zone, 40 metres out from the doggy goal line. The players just sort of sat back a little bit there, just waiting to see if they could get the handball out, but to no avail, and we'll have a ball up. Quick to restart, it comes down. Walker from the stoppage, snaps it around the body towards the top of the goal square. Otten was in there with Wilson. Otten just paddled it through for a behind.
Oh.
Wilson just doing a bit of Academy Award stuff. Threw himself to the ground, but the umpire wasn't having a bar of it. And 5 points is the margin out here. 26 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. South Croydon 41, Blackburn 36. It's a close one. It's what we expected.
So kick down to half-back. Blackburn with the mark as they try and find themselves a late goal. We've had some 26 and a half minutes played. So must be getting close to the half-time siren as the ball bouncing around over there. But South Croydon coming to control. Max King with it. Gets a handball forward. Maybe it'll be South Croydon that'll come up with a late goal as they go towards inside 50. That's a beautifully judged kick. And they go inside 50, but the kick is wasted, and it's going to go out through for a behind opportunity there.
He probably had another 10, 15 metres, but no one was talking to him.
No, McEwen it was, and you could see he sort of hesitated, wasn't sure what to do, but he decided to half-pie go for goal, and in the end it was a nothing kick.
Regardless, should have nailed it from there.
Yep.
So Blackburn to bring it back in. It's exactly a kick the difference now. Ball goes out towards Laylaw, and he takes a nice mark. Laylaw looking around for options, puts it onto the right boot, thumps it down the line. Max King couldn't take the mark, falling there for Marshall. And he's South Croydon coming forward again. Nice ball over the top, finds Evans, but there's a whistle.
Out of bounds.
In fact, it was out of bounds.
Actually, Marshall's had a fair game. The way he's handled the ball, he's created a lot of opportunity with his handball.
Yeah, definitely. It was almost in the it was almost in the club rooms. That's how far out of bounds it was. So umpire throws it in. Max King again gets to the front spot, and he's knocked it straight back out of bounds.
I think it's all things considered brash, even though Blackburn have had the ball in their forward half for probably the majority of their second term. South Croydon have had a lot more poise, and I think the Burners would still be relatively pleased that they're only a goal down at this point.
I would think so.
So when it goes again, and here's the knockout, smothered, and it's going out of bounds for yet another throw on that side. We just can't get away from this side of the ground.
Well, we better stop complaining, because we've always complained when the ball's never been near us.
That is true. 90% of the game scenery on the other side of the field. So Lowe waiting with King, and it goes. And King gets a nonchalant tap down, but it's fallen there for Blackburn, and they get it forward. Can they get a mark? That's the big thing. No look handball over the top.
That was good.
Picked up there by number 70. That's Gaspar, but the whistle is gone. In fact, the siren is gone as well. And the half-time siren. And what an interesting first half. It's been not one of the great games, you'd have to say, but it's South Croydon with their noses in front. It's a goal, the difference. 42 plays 36, 6-6-42 against 5-6-36 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
James Wilson has kicked 2 goals for South Croydon, while Ryan Bathy, 2 majors in that second term, is the major goal kicker for the Burners. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast today. You're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. We're going to have a 10-minute break, and we'll be back and to talk about the second half right after this.
Hi, mate. How are you?
It's open just for a moment. I reckon last 5 minutes, South Croydon pressures the lane. They've gone out of place. They've opened up. Oh, no, well, they can't just get tackles. That's what they use because everyone's losing it. Because like I said, the handball and then the shot off. Podcast this week, right? We're going to be an out throw. That's the angle of the dangle. That's the chocolate edition. As opposed to the tilt and the heat and the move. Fuck, that was funny. You're lucky that the mic I had to like turn it on because I was wet. The angle of the day. It's a lot more polite as I said. Oh yeah. Or the heat of the move. This game is that yesterday's game. I reckon it's too close. That knee was not pretty good. Dyson.
The quality's so bad. Bullshit, I've got a better PA system than that. Sitting hanging off the ear from my go.
They bought it from me. They said, "Oh, just bring it in pay," and then they use that.
So clearly they're putting money. Yeah, but that's the different thing. The PA's the club, the rules and government. I've spent basically all my bloody working life with PA systems at one level or another. I've got enough to do with it.
Guys, you know you're on the live stream. Troy's just gone, who's the bank robber on the live stream?
What was that?
Troy put in the group the stuff, who's the bank robber on the live stream?
Who's the bank robber on the live stream?
Anything you want to say to the club, mate?
Some of this, in your opinion?
I thought Zebbies would be hopping last night.
You see David, can you ask him if we can get this? They lined up over there and that ran out of time. The Cantonese are the only place to get software. I've been to the bar and they're sold out of software. They've even shut the Indian. He's sorting this out for us, I'm just spotting. I'm sending the software. Yeah. Fiery. I think that's funny. He always goes to a bar to buy soft drink and gets told they're out of stock. There's a joke there. First time ever I've gone to buy something. There's a good old bloody belly laugh and you're going to have a joke.
First time ever I've gone to buy something.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, that's next week. That's a different story. No, actually, the forecast is becoming yeah, but it's still only going to be 18 volts then. I didn't say plus or minus, I just said 18. They're back on the ground, so... You ready to go, mate? You've got to be getting close. No burning panic, it's only going on the screen.
Well, welcome back out to Moreton Park. The second half, not too far away now. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, it's a 1-goal margin, and we tipped a close one out here today, Besto, and it's South Croydon 6-6-42 leading Blackburn 5-6-36. How do you see the second half panning out?
Look, fair to say we're probably no closer to picking a winner than we were before the game, but Blackburn got off to a decent start. South Croydon had ebbed and flowed in that first quarter. I just got a feeling that with the home crowds and just with what they did in that second quarter, I think Blackburn might be get up in a close one, but it's still anyone's call.
Rash, what's your take?
Yeah, look, it was a game where I thought South Croydon probably showed a little bit more poise and dominated the first half. But they only, all their reward is a goal in front. Blackburn, on the other hand, probably haven't played their best football, but they've just hung in there. and they're only that goal behind.
Yeah, they've got to be the happier team of the two, because as you say, Brash, South Croydon probably should be further in front, but Blackburn have been able to just scrap and just hang around and only a kick in it. And as I say, if the crowd gets up and they get up, it's still a very close game to call, but maybe Blackburn just with the home ground advantage.
I think that South Croydon, Damien, are probably going to have to hit this scoreboard pretty heavily early on in the opening 10-15 minutes, I would think, because Blackburn will be coming home with the home crowd, and if they're within 2 goals, I think at three-quarter time, they might run over them.
There's Max King, but he's had such a colossal game with all the hit-outs. Do you think that's been a huge factor so far? Or do you think not necessarily a lot of them haven't been to advantage?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't think it's been the dominant force behind the scoreline at the moment.
No.
But it always does prove to be advantageous to your side when you are winning the hit-outs, and there is that obvious size difference as well. But I think a lot of it does come down to the difference in the transition of play. I think South Croydon have been a lot quicker and a lot swifter when moving it inside 50. Blackburn certainly had their moments in the last probably 15 minutes of that second term. They tried to move it methodically around the outer wing, but sometimes the kicks inside 50 were a little bit rushed. They did improve their delivery, though, I thought, late in that second term.
Damien, do you think South Croydon might roll the dice and try and drop Maxi King down at full forward maybe for 5 or 10 minutes and try and get a few goals out of him?
Maybe if they need a spark, but you don't want to... It's that chicken and egg scenario where you don't want to compensate up forward and then lose that dominance in the ruck. So it'll probably depend on the context of the game at that stage.
Because I think when we look at the champion data stats, I think next weekend, I think we'll probably see Max King probably 80 to 85 knockouts, I think. But it'll...
Todd Goldstein style.
Yeah, and I think...
it's the clearances that's the big thing, isn't it?
Yeah, how much of those were to advantage?
Yeah.
Well, that's often said in the AFL as well. I mean, you can talk about hit-outs all day long, but it's all about hit-outs to advantage and whether that translates to clearances.
Right. Dead right. No, I think it'll be a possibility later in the game. They'll have to see how it goes. But, if they're getting desperate for goals, then Maxi might go forward. But at the moment, I guess they'll probably just keep things the way they are. And in fact, he's in the middle at the start of this third quarter.
Here's Mighty Morris to restart the second half, Brett Beston.
So up it goes. First hit out of the third quarter, and it's Max King right on cue. Mellinson gets it forward. Quick hands, and here's an early opportunity for South Croydon, but the kick is across the face of goals and it won't stay in either. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full.
That was almost a carbon copy of the start of the second quarter.
It was, yeah. So a chance goes begging for South Croydon, and Blackburn will be able to bring the ball back into play. Otten it is down the line. Might have overcooked this match. He has. He's kicked it out of bounds. So it's we don't want it. You can have it. Start to this second half.
Start over the line. Stay on the line, please. Stand.
So, right in front of us here in our commentary box, Marshall sends it forward. Can someone get on the end of it this time? Wrestling for possession. It's beautiful. Almost a mark taken there by Willis. Goes to grounds. Can they get it out? South Croydon, it's bouncing out. In fact, nice work by Danaher. Gets it free, and Blackburn are out of trouble for the moment. They kick down, but a nice mark, and it's going to come straight back in. Crowell it is. Gives it off. There's the kick forward. Can they get a mark this time? Up they fly. It's been punched away. It's knocked out to goal. Mellinson, it is beautifully roved off the Blackburn tap, and Robbie Mellinson puts it through, and that's a perfect start to the second half.
That is how you play front and centre and read the play.
And that's the value of kicking into the hot spot as well. Nice and deep. Sharking the pack, Mellinson. And obviously you always put the defence under pressure when you kick it high and long to the hot spot. Give your forwards every opportunity.
And so, great start. It's a 12-point lead now for South Croydon early in this third quarter. Just the start they would have wanted.
The ball is heading towards the doggy end once again, charging through there. Danaher brought to ground there by Dano King. The ball spills out. They've got the numbers, the Burners, Conton, Little Toe Poke out towards the wing position. They're doing okay here as Lawler got the handball away up towards the half-forward line now for the Burners. The kick was a bit of a worm burner in the end, no pun intended. They'll go backwards to go forwards here, the Dogs. Handball over the top, use the middle of the ground. It's a dangerous kick, but it might work out okay for them because they do have the run on the left boot up towards the half-forward line where Wilson comes out and takes it out in front, 50 metres out, directly in front. So good link up there by the Doggies.
He's made himself presence this afternoon, Wilson. He's got a good set of dukes on him and can kick a long ball too.
Well, he's starting his run up from the middle of the park.
Yeah, well, we're looking at probably another 52 metre kick.
Using the cricket pitch to stay nice and straight. Leans over it and gives it everything he's got. That's 3 goals now to the big man, James Wilson. And South Croydon, they've started well in this third term. Bendigo Bank scoreboard 3 minutes tick over. And it is 8-6-54 to 5-6-36.
There's a lovely kick off the boot. Brash utilised the Michael Holding type run up. Obviously not as long, but with the cricket pitch area, there was a great exponent there of a drop punt from long distance, and it went straight through the middle, just carried the pack as well on the goal line.
Just wondering which way the wind's blowing, because the wind seemed to get hold of that. Maybe it's boys on the boundary. Can you tell us what's the wind doing out there?
It's not too strong of anything. It might have changed slight direction and pushed directly towards those goals, but it's definitely not that strong.
So one king to the other, Max to Dan, and it's a free kick.
Holding the ball.
Just slipped.
Just slipped. It's Gray who gets it forward. So Blackburn looking for that immediate response. They fly up high. Going in there looking for it was number 16 for Blackburn. That's Bartlett, but it's come out for... In fact, it's only come out as far as Patterson. And Blackburn can send it straight back inside 50 again. The kick to the hot spot. Can they go? A beautiful mark. And it's Maxi King again back there. Fantastic stuff. It wasn't the best of kicks, but the big man got up and just put his huge hands around it. And Blackburn, South Croydon will be able to rebound as the kick goes down the line. Up they go. Wilson was there, but he couldn't get to it. Ball goes to ground. That'll be a free kick in the back, I think.
Bit of holding. Same.
Same. As the ball goes inbound. South Croydon, they're looking sharp at the start of this second term. They go down the line, looking for a target. Up they fly. Beautiful mark taken there. That's Wilson again. He's been impressive. 3 goals today for the big man.
Boundary.
As we go boundary side.
Jason Reed's just gotten a bit of work on his left shoulder. He's been strapped up and he's ready to come back on.
Thanks, Josh. And as the ball goes out of bounds, a good smother over there in the forward pocket.
Actually surprised there Wilson didn't have another ping there, Damo.
Well, when you consider what's already been produced at that end, you're probably right, or at least kicked it long to the top of the goal square.
Great smother by Brower.
Yeah.
The umpire brings the ball back into play now. King, little flick over the back, snap up towards the top of the goal square.
Good mark.
And eyes only for the football was Benny Danaher. Got the handball away to Brower. On the right boot, sends it wide, bouncing football. It's over the boundary line and out of bounds. Went into the club rooms at half time. They look fantastic in there. Just a sea of red everywhere you go around this ground. The canteen was 700 deep. Still didn't get my soft drink.
700.
Umpire throws the ball in. It was a shallow one. King got the handball away. Mallison, he's kicked a goal in this term. King lays a tackle. Just trying to keep the ball alive. Ferocious are the doggies. Muzzled them over the boundary line and out of bounds. Liam Cox.
It's one thing they've been consistent with all day, Brash, the ferocious tackling and the pressure applied by the South Croydon side.
Yeah.
Restart here. Well done there by King, forcing it towards the boundary line. Bit of argy-bargy, but over she goes for a boundary throw-in.
Very much a Marcus Bizzeglo thing that always keen on the tackle he was.
1% is in general.
Yeah.
So, King to King to behind. So, just like that, I'll tick over another minor score. South Croydon Football Club, 6.5 minutes gone, third term, 55 plays 36. 19-point ball game, Besto.
So, Blackburn to bring it back in. There it goes, long kick down the line. Can they find a target? Up they go, the big men, and that will be a ball up.
Yeah, certainly does require a change of momentum. We saw it in the second term when South Croydon were looking like they were getting on top. Blackburn were able to wrest it back. They need to do so here.
Spot on, Damo. It's starting to look a little bit bleak for Blackburn if they can't score. St Kilpatrick's kick isn't a good one, and he'll pick up 6 for that because that's gone over the fence.
Should reiterate about the lovely club rooms here at Moreton Park. In the background.
So you can see the 700 at the canteen in the shot.
Breach of health and safety was 700, I think, as the ball goes across the half-back line. Not a good kick, though. It's going to work out, I think, okay.
Well done, Maxi.
Maxie Otten gets a kick forward, trying to hit a target, but again he's overcooked it. Beautiful mark by Cooper. And Cooper gets it forward, and that's a mark as well. Get off him, scream the crowd. It's Willis with the ball. And decides to give off the handball, a little bit unexpected. They go for the long kick. It's going to be off target, I think. And it's gone through for a behind, so another opportunity goes begging for South Croydon, but they add to their score on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, and they lead by 20 points. 8-8-56 plays 5-6-36 as we go boundary side.
Yeah, this quarter is resembling a lot of the first quarter as South Croydon almost get another intercept mark. Their pressure's locking Blackburn in their defensive 50. As you can hear the crowd behind me, Jason Mont getting that, holding the ball. And as you said earlier, their pressure's lifted and they're locking it inside Blackburn's defensive arc.
So Mont. And he plays on it, he's gone. Anything you can do, I can do better.
No, you can't. Yes, you can.
Don't ruin a good thing, Brash. As it comes up, you have your own material. Butler goes inside forward 50. It goes out towards the direction there of Laylaw. Well done there by Marshall, got the handball away, and now it's through Warren over the top. Out towards Walker, who's got the short option on in Cass if he wants it. Instead, he goes back inboard. They can take off a little bit here as Wilson's run all the way down to the wing position. So he's been playing in front. He's taken a lot of marks too as he kicks up towards the half-forward line, getting a timely fist on it. That time there was Dove. The ball can't stay alive. It goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. Every time I see the number 36 in a Bulldogs jumper, I think Jose Romero. I don't know why. It just comes straight to my head.
Just with Kyle Dove, he's bulked up a bit over the last couple of years.
Yeah, he's a big unit. There's no doubt about that. This one, he has to work hard to get into the contest on that one. It was shallow, brought to ground Liam Cox. And the strong tackle there by Sam Hart.
Yeah, he's had the locks cut a little bit too, Kyle.
Nice, throws it up. And there's a double. That was a throw. The umpire was blindsided there, seeing it over there. Jakey Gaspar right in front of us here in the broadcast position.
They just can't get clean possession, Damo. Blackburn.
Right. Yeah, 100%. They're always under pressure. Every time the ball carrier is in there, South Croydon apply the pressure.
Oh, it was a beautiful throw in that time by the boundary umpire.
Oh, that's high.
A high tackle that time.
Boundary umpire knew he was on camera, I think.
I think he did. Hart gave away another free kick. Swinging around this time, though, is Warren, who drives the ball inside forward 50. And almost taking the mark there was Wilson, but it was nicely picked off by Dove, who thumped it on his boot out towards the wing position. Hart got the quick handball away. The scrambling kick was alive there by Hart. And Bathy and co see it over the boundary line and out. True centre wing position out here.
They'd be content with that, the Burners, because they were in trouble potentially on the overlap.
So ball to be thrown back in. Margin is 20 points here at Moreton Park. Blackburn win the tap that time. It's been a rare feat today as the ball goes forward, trying to get a mark, bouncing around. It's in there looking for it as Cott, and he's got it on the ground, but then he lost it, and it's going to be wrapped up, and I doubt very much if it's going to come out of there. And then it'll give Backs King an opportunity to get in there and get yet another hit out for the day. So King it is who gets a tap down, bouncing around, no real clean opportunity to snap a goal. This might go through. Oh, it's just been knocked on the line and it's gone through for a behind. It was good work by Cass. It was going goalward, but
probably could have given the handball off then.
Yeah, rushed through for a behind in the margin 21 now. It's 8-9-57 to 5-6-36 as Blackburn bring the ball in.
Beautiful done there by Maxie Otten. Speared it down the throat there of Gaspar, who kicked it up towards the half-forward line. Here's a go now. Arangio on the left. Arangio goes going all the way to the line. Taking a good mark there was Dylan Marshall, and that's exactly what he is. He's a marshal across that full back line. He's always solid as a rock. As they link up okay here, Mallison got a little handball away. Now the kick goes out towards the wing position, and they'll just stem the flow here a bit happening off the ball too. Tyres just letting it go as the kick goes up towards the half-forward line, bouncing football, and over the boundary line and out. Wilson screaming for deliberate, and maybe it was out of bounds on the full. The boundary riders are over there. They might have seen that one, but Dano King, he is the recipient. So The Dogs, which way will they go? They'll squeeze to kick to open up the face a little bit to Walker. Currently leading this game by 21. It's a handy lead. They kick another one. They'll take some sort of stopping as the kick goes in towards that forward pocket. Picked up by Compton. Dunn was in there for support. Got the handball away. That was okay. Low. Oh, they're under pressure. There's no doubt about that. Comes out Benny Danaher. Look away handball. That was good. Reed was an up and under kick. It was like a pitching wedge up towards the wing position. It sat underneath it. Players going in hard at it. Want a gang tackle down ground. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. Some hard, tough play we saw there.
Great congestion of their defensive zone there. Blackburn managed to get it out. They were under pressure, but at least they're applying numbers back.
Where's this way? Which way is that going? King has got a free kick.
Holding the man.
Holding the man again, going the way of King for the South Croydon side. It's weird how they've kept the ball so low both sides today. Those like spearing 100-mile-an-hour passes. A lot of them haven't hit the target, and that's on both sides. I know you got to keep it down low when it's breezy. Got to hit your targets too. It's Blackburn. Create the switch here. That's better. That was a great kick. It's Mark being taken by Murphy of the Xavier variety. Short passes on. That was good. Here's Arangio. Winds up on the left boot now. He squared it up really nicely. The pack forms. King was in there. He hits the deck, the big man. He's doing it all. He's playing a super game. And we will have a ball up 35 out directly in front.
Not only do they have two up in the air against the Blackburn opposition, but they've always got one at the ground there as well, South Croydon. And Blackburn are just not near enough to contest. A yellow card for...
Arangio, I think, is it?
Number 70?
Gasper.
On debut.
Gasper, yeah, so it's not a very auspicious start to his career as he gets yellow carded. Not quite sure what happened. Can you boys on the boundary, did you see anything there?
Yeah, I can only assume it was a comment or something that was...
Gasper bagging.
Number 9, Jason Watt's clearly the man who was... well done, Ben. Jason Watt was clearly the victim, but it doesn't seem to have been something too aggressive. It might have been a comment. That's all I can find out. I'll try and find out more.
Looked pretty innocuous, but Jake Gasper is off to spend a bit of time on the sideline, go and have a cup of tea or something.
I reckon ask him, Matt.
I was thinking that, but he's a bit bigger than me.
Take the mic over.
Got a blood rule as well.
So Danaher's also going off. Ben Danaher with some...
Ben Danaher, he's bleeding pretty heavily there from the nose. He's just swallowing it in, so it's not going anywhere. It's going straight in. He always spat it out. There we go.
Thanks
yum.
for the visual.
Very yum.
Was that any result of the Casper incident, boys?
Let me go follow him down the line. I don't know what he did.
All right. So, umpire to throw it up. Little break in play. Up it goes. Funny old throw. I think he's going to have to ball it up again. In fact, it's a free kick. So, free kick to South Croydon.
Boundary.
Let's go boundary side.
Yeah, so Jake Gasper just asked Benny Danaher while he had blood flowing from his mouth and teeth. Jake Gasper was metal stud, so it might not even be a yellow card. I think he might just have to go in and change them. I'm not exactly sure on the ruling, but yeah, metal studs.
Don't they check those before the game?
Evidently not. Umpires are penalising for something they should have picked up pre-game. So that's chicken or the egg there, Besto.
You've got the metal ones you hide in the toilets.
So ball comes sliding across the goal square, but it's marked on the line, but they're not out of trouble yet as Crowell gets a handball off. Now here they come, South Croydon down the line, but that's not the best kick. A nice mark by Hinkley. Hinkley wheels around, goes in board, looking for a target. Finds it too with Compton. The captain goes right across the other side of the ground. That's a nice switch. Now, where's the next kick going to go? That's the question. It's Patterson with the ball. He goes short into the pocket. Not a great kick. And what a handball over the top. Here's an opportunity. Murphy. Left foot kick inside towards the goal. Oh, great mark again. Is that Max King again? No, in fact, it's not. It's the Blackburn player that's taken that one.
No, Max King.
It is Max King. I thought it was Max. I saw his hands go to the ball.
And a penalty to boot.
25.
Yeah, it was Max King, but as the ball went to ground, it looks like the Blackburn player had it, but it was Maxie that took it. He's had an outstanding game today. He really has.
I can't see Blackburn getting back into this.
No. 21-point margin. King goes down the line. Nice kick. Finds the target. Just slowing it down, South Croydon, just trying to find their way forward. Now the right foot kick down the line again. So much play on that side of the ground, and there's going to be a free kick here. It's a push.
Hey, well, I'd be interested to see the free kick tally.
So Wilson it was. He got the block that time, and he's going to
get... Not that they weren't there, but it'd be a big difference.
So Wilson's kick inside 50, trying to find a target, but it's well done there, and Blackburn managed to repel the attack. Good work by
Otten.
Ball goes to ground. Screams of holding the ball. And Blackburn players claiming their jerseys were pulled as well. But either way, they get the free kick. And it'll be taken by Hart.
I actually think they might be further behind Blackburn if it wasn't for Max Otten this afternoon in that back six.
So Hart spots up a teammate. They're just going to do it in bits and pieces here. 17, make that 18 minutes gone in this third term. In the Premiership quarter, they call it, even in round 2, as it goes up towards a wing position. Bad.
Boundary.
Cross down boundary side to Matt Fonia.
Yeah, Ben Danaher's just come back on, sporting the Lord Voldemort looking nose. Back on the ground after that blood rule.
Nicely done there. Hinkley sends the ball inside 450. He just popped it up.
What a shocking kick that was. My God.
Yeah.
So you didn't like it then, Brash?
No.
It was ordinary.
I did not.
As the kick goes up towards the wing position, he'll have a chance to redeem himself here, but no way that was happening because Charlton took it on the second bite. He's got teammate in Walker short if he wants him. Instead he'll go towards the Wilson direction, made his way towards the front, the ball hits the deck. They're right in front of us here, pushed over the boundary line was Liam Patterson, and over she goes for a boundary throw-in.
Great to have our effects mic on board as well, picking up the sounds of the game.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of the best effects mics you can get on the market, I've been told by Giggles. As it comes in now, a little fresh air shot. It was decided against it at the last minute, so no kicking in danger. Murphy, this time it was Liam, got the handball out, and a free kick goes the way of Blackburn. So it's Bartlett. They've got to get the ball moving. They've got to hit some targets. They go wide. It comes out now to Gray. Gray gets it away. Here's Dorian to the top of the goal square, where Bathy takes the mark, and he'll swing around now, and he will kick the goal. So Ryan Bathy, he's been the tall timber, the sole target realistically for Blackburn, and keeping them in this game at the moment. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, as we hit time on in this third term, we're back to 15-point margin.
Always dangerous when you have Baffy one out deep in the forward line, Brash for Blackburn. But again, Dorian, who's been pretty quiet in this quarter, but once he gets his hands on the ball, things happen for the Burners.
Yeah, they do. Because he's one of those players, as well as Danaher, that can create inside 50 opportunities for his forwards.
3 goals to Bathy.
So just past the 20-minute mark as the ball is thrown up in the middle of the ground, and that's going to be inconclusive, and we'll have a secondary ball up. So 15-point margin, it's still manageable at this stage. If Blackburn could pinch another one before three-quarter time, they'd be in this one right up to their eyeballs. It's been that sort of game, swings and roundabouts. Up it goes, kicked out of the ruck. I think it was King who got the boot forward there. Going in there looking for it was Want, and picked up nicely though, and Blackburn can come forward. South Croydon can come forward, and they do. That's well played. It's Donnell, Stevie Donnell.
Got a couple of options short.
He's a fair way out. I don't think he'll go for home, so he decides to go into the pocket, looking for a target, but the ball comes to ground. Mellinson is there, but it's fallen beautifully.
Nice.
And the goal to McEwen.
Front and square again.
Beautifully done. It's McEwen just in the right place at the right time.
A nice little tap by Mellison as well.
There was Mellinson, who was there and just knocking it out, and McEwen just Johnny on the spot, perfect front and centre, and he slots it through, and that margin back out to 21 points. It's 9-9-63, playing 6-6-42 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, and McEwen the goal.
You work so hard to get a goal, Damien, and then within 30 seconds you've just handed back the advantage to the opposition. It's pretty heartbreaking.
Dyer throws the ball aloft in Moreton Park. King got the knockdown from the stoppage. Danaher. Lord Voldemort has been pinged for holding the ball. The kick goes forward now for South Croydon, up towards the half-forward line, bouncing football. Mickey Dunn picks the ball up, got the handball away. Short pass now is on, and Murphy of the Liam variety takes it across the half-back line. Again, keeping it low and keeping it fast. It's not hitting the targets. It's happened time and time again as it comes to Cox, who squares things up, and he's coughed it up as well. A lot of unforced errors here as the kick goes out wide. They're using the coach's dugout side up here is Hart. hit up a target. This is looking better, but no, it's not, and they've coughed it up.
Commentator's curse.
Oh, that's exactly right. And Wilson, who can really do no wrong today, Wilson, he kicks it up towards the half-forward line. That was a good fly, a crunch by two players, fisted over the boundary line and out of bounds.
When you bring the switch in and then you switch it across the ground and then come back inboard, you're actually bringing the opposition back into the contest. Play the line.
Yeah.
That sounded like a direction.
I know, it's like... or else, wasn't it? As it comes out now, Cox, little toe poke. Dorian wants to keep the ball alive. He's really got some class, Dorian.
Well done.
I'm a really big fan of him. As the ball goes up towards the half-forward line now, Arangio kicks it to Bathy at the top of the goal square. Well, that's how you do it. Move it fast, link up, kick it to the big man out in front.
All set up by Mackenzie Dorian again.
That's right. Set up Arangio with the kick and beat the oncoming traffic, which allowed Baffy enough space.
So, Baffy, he has 3. You can mark it down as 4.
Already has.
Goal umpire does not move. Goal to Blackburn. 23 minutes tick over, and that is just what they needed. 7-6-48. It's back to 15 points. 9-9-63. Let's go boundary side.
Yeah, well, we keep mentioning Dorian and Bathy, but I think they need more teammates to join them in the fight here. South Croydon's performance seems to be more even across the board, when really you could probably throw, you've already mentioned Max Otten, Dorian and Bathy. Who else is really joining them?
So Blackburn just won't go away. Every time it looks like South Croydon get the break, they just come back into it. 15 points the margin as King gets the knockdown and the clearance, but it's a good mark taken there.
Too slow.
So need to get it forward a bit quicker, Blackburn, and they do.
Beautiful.
Nice mark taken as they wheel around and try and go inside 50 to get a late one themselves. Long ball forward and almost a mark.
It's
great. Yes, great mark.
You've got to pay that.
Got to pay that.
Fantastic mark. It would just about be a contender for mark of the day, I would say.
It was a juggler, wasn't it? And once again, Bathy one out, get it in long and quick.
So Ryan Bathy having a good day forward. He's kicked 4 so far, and he's got a chance to make it 5. And this, if he kicks it, would bring it back to an 8-point game. Actually, that's not my maths. 9 points it would be if he kicks this. Here's his kick. How do they like it? I think he's got it. He has. Ryan Bathy, what a day he's had. 5, a handful of goals for Ryan Bathy. And just what we were saying, every time it looks like South Croydon are going to kick away, somehow Blackburn managed to just keep themselves in this game. And in the throes of three-quarter time, it's 8-6-54 to 9-9-63. It's South Croydon by 9, and we've played 25 minutes in quarter 3.
They've strung a couple together, Brash. It's what the game needed.
It was, and the thing is, Gavin Lowe in the ruck, I might need to have a bit of a chat with him at three-quarter time and see if he can just time his jump a little bit more.
Well, they'll be coming home to the grandstand to the home side, where they've got a lot of support as the kick goes up towards the half-forward line. Well done there by Warren for South Croydon. Scrambled the kick up towards the middle of the ground. Working his way into the contest there was Willis. Got it away, linking up there was Kilpatrick. Got the handball away just in the nick of time. The Burners have lifted. He's done through the middle of the ground. Over the top he goes. Nicely done there by Bartlett, who kicks it towards the Bathy direction. It was a 2-on-1 situation there in the end. They're under pressure here, the Dogs. The ball might stay alive where the Burners can raffle it. Handball over the top. Little snap around the body that time there by Bartlett to the top of the goal square. Nobody was home. Safely held there. Last line of defence. And breathed a sigh of relief. The Doggy faithful. Kilpatrick takes the mark on the stoppage and then kicks it out wide. They might just suck up the clock a little bit here.
Just killing the tempo to three-quarter time, or they'll be aiming to anyway.
And play the line. That's exactly the way that they go now. As it comes out, the big man there in Dove got brought to ground in the end. Wilson was in there, barged his way through, dropped the pill. Danaher gave it away that time to Brower. Oh, they're putting each other under a lot of pressure, but managed to then squeeze a kick back in towards the middle. Going after it and taking the mark there is Lowy. The big man wants to give it off. He takes off now, short pass, spotted up his teammate there in Reed, who goes further out wide. Umpire's called it touched off the boot there that time, so Young has gone this way, that way, out of bounds on the full.
Just a bit too slow there. There was 3 Blackburn forwards all on their own in the top 50, and he never sided them.
It's touched off the boot potentially, was it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't
So
see
not a
that
good
way.
result there.
Nice welcoming sign in the background to Moreton Park for everybody that comes. Home of the Mighty Burners. King took it from the stoppage. Kilpatrick had a fresh air shot but went nowhere. So Blackburn can't be too long left here in this term as a kick goes up towards a Bathy direction, but it's just held up too much there, and Warren in position A got the handball away. They're under a lot of pressure now. Still a hot footy about 20 metres out from goal. Charging through. Dorian around the body. It's not going to be paid. It's not going to be paid.
Siren had gone.
He's had a sensational game, Dorian, and he's no reward that time. He missed out by 1.5 seconds, I reckon. So
Love how he tried to con the umpire as well. The celebration.
It was a great celebration. The game is alive. There's no doubt about that. 3-quarter time out here at Moreton Park. Premier Division football on Anzac Day. The best in the business it is. And it is 9-9-63. The South Croydon Football Club leading by that very small margin now of 9 points. Blackburn 8-6-54. Stay with us. We've got 30 minutes of great football still to come.
That was clearly out.
Just when they come back from that break, what you do is don't stand and if they're walking, but keep walking with it. If not, just
You think I got the videos off my feet and skint it, really? I've watched that game Hoover on Legends before. They have been better. Every time they start doing that, that's all right, boys. I did one else. No, I don't. That's all right. It's 4:36. Oh, that's right. We don't have to finish what I'm saying. We're going to wrap it up really quickly. It's only going to smash. We would have been in trouble if we were sort of
Well, they're fired up, aren't they, the Blackburn Football Club, as it's three-quarter time out here at Moreton Park. That's a 9-point lead to South Croydon, who skipped away in that third term. And Blackburn able to reel it back in right before that three-quarter time siren. Our boundary riders were down there at the huddles at three-quarter time. I think it's time we cross down to them and see what was said. Over to you, Josh.
I'm here now with Blackburn coach Brendan Allen. Brendan, it's been you were dominated first by South Croydon in that first half of the third quarter, like pretty much all the quarters. What was the keys for getting back into that quarter?
It helps when you get your hands on the footy. We changed a few things structurally and started to get our hands on the ball and started getting our ball movement going, and we obviously created a little bit of space in our forward line and we were able to capitalise on the back of it.
You talked about at the huddle that being bold could be one of the keys to winning the game. What other keys do you reckon are to win this game?
I think we need to keep our pressure up. We've been out tackling them all day, but we just need to continue to play with our defensive mechanisms and not go into our shells. If we can turn the ball over, we're going to get more scoring opportunities.
Ryan Bathy so far, it's been a tremendous performance by him, 5 goals. What do you think of it so far?
He's playing well. Hopefully he's got one more in him.
Let's hope so. Back to you guys.
Thanks very much there, Josh Ward. Very quickly, let's go down to Matt Fodia, who was at the South Croydon huddle at three-quarter time with Marcus Bozzaglo.
Yeah, it was very interesting, guys. First, the defensive coach, Jamie Barnett, was talking about his defenders being more proactive and squeezing up whenever they can. So watch as soon as South Croydon get it forward of the centre square, watch all their back six try to squeeze up and close it into the forward 50. I was really impressed with Dano King. I know he's a great leader, but he was making sure once the midfielders were done, he got around to every single player to try and lift them. Marcus wants them full team press and limit the uncontested marks. The second half of that quarter, Blackburn were able to control the play by, as Brendan just said, getting their hands on the footy and chipping it around. Marcus doesn't want any more of that uncontested play. And watch Max King. Marcus asked him at the I might just say this quietly because I'm right near the Blackburn bench. But watch Max King after the centre bounce. He's going to try and float forward.
Well, there you go. Here's the final 30 minutes of this Anzac Day clash in 2021. There's a free kick out of the play. It might have been holding or a player running into the square. I'm unsure of that one. Kilpatrick, he takes it now and takes off, and we've got another whistle. Morris wants to be in the play.
Oh, reversed.
Off the ball. And he has turned it over, so it'll be a free kick to Blackburn in the middle of the park.
Look at the traffic.
Handball on. This time Gray goes inside forward 50, nobody's home. And it was the 3-on-1 situation. Hands are really getting into it now. Low and spearing, just the way I like it. Kilpatrick goes out wide. Klep on the left now. Short passes on. Had to be centimetre perfect. It was just that. Daniel Cooper. Cooper now kicks up towards the half-forward line. Ball hits a deck. King looping handball over the top. That was okay. Cass did the same thing and charging through. But it's a big knock there by Paddy Compton over the boundary line and out of bounds. Boundary throw in half-forward line for the Doggies.
You notice in the last few contests involving Bathy Brash, South Croydon have adopted the floater to come across and cut his path off.
So early start of this last quarter, if Blackburn could pinch a goal here, it'd certainly be worth. Kilpatrick on the ground, ball comes out, and in fact it's Dan King who gets the snap, punched off the line. Looked like it was going through. Over there getting his hands on it was not Mellinson, it was Murphy, but it looks like South Croydon have got it out.
Marshall
Played a good
again.
game, Marshall, hasn't he?
Marshall gets a little bit of a run on, plays a little short kick down the not mark, not taken. There's Voldemort as he gets. Oh, that's a bit of a high tackle, bit of a Hollywood to be honest, but it's going to be played to Gray through the head back, but it was a little bit accentuated.
It was there though.
It was definitely there. Yeah. And so Gray looks down the line. He sends it long. Can he find a target? The only target he can find is a South Croydon player, and it's Warren, who's been very good today. Warren thumps it forward. And up they go with their hands, knocked towards the boundary line. Still in over there. It's Gray with the ball, and he's lost it. And it's all a bit of a stalemate. Still in though. And the tackle made by Gray.
Boundary.
As we go boundary side with Matt Fodia.
Yeah, Jake Gasper's just come back on for the first time since changing his boots, and he's got the proper studs on now, the bright orange Nikes, so he's right to go.
Do I need to put my sunglasses on because they're a bit dazzling?
Yeah, well, let's hopefully, for Blackburn's sake, mate, he dazzles the crowd.
So South Croydon win their head out.
Dangles his dangle.
Back into
dangle, angle, fangle. Sorry, Brett, sorry.
Yeah, boys, I don't know. Ball goes up, King trying to get the front spot. It was a bit of a stalemate that time, but it's fallen for Danaher. He gets the handball away. On the ground, was it a high tackle, Dorian? No, the umpire says it'll just be a ball up. So 9 points the difference.
Always in and under Dorian, creating opportunities for his teammates as well.
He's knee-high to a grasshopper, really, isn't he?
Throws it up now. Well, that was an interesting attempt there of a kick away by Danaher, and Dano King. Kick was smothered off the boot. Over she goes for a boundary throw in.
It was like Voldemort's wand was spiked.
Tell you what, he's
nice, Damien.
Tell you what, he's sporting a fair set of bandages on that right leg too.
Throws it in. Kilpatrick had to use the opposite side that time. Didn't go the required distance. Spinning around there was Gray on the left. Slams it straight down Walker's throat. So Walker might just be beyond him here. He's done the Babe Ruth and said exactly where he's going to kick it.
He's been a busy player this afternoon, Walker.
Yeah. Got a lot of steps up. Is that what you're trying to say, Brash?
He's just been busy.
Walker comes in. That's a beautiful kick off the boot. Has it squeezed home? No, it's gone left. And through for a minor score. Distance was definitely not an issue there. 4.5 minutes tick over in this final term. 10-point margin out here at Moreton Park.
2 points to Walker this afternoon.
It is freezing.
Breeze is coming.
Kick comes in. And Blackburn drive the ball down the wing position. It's hovered around that half-forward line for South Croydon this whole quarter. But here's a go for him now as the kick goes forward by Arangio up towards the half-forward line. Looked like Bathy might have been held without the football then. But they're going to get another chance. A little toe poke over the top. It was a good one. It was a very good one. Bartlett was there. We also had Murphy on his hammer. So they could have rappelled it.
I think Matty Crow can feel a little bit hard done by there because Bathy threw him off the contest. And the ball wasn't within 5 metres.
So Bartlett,
it's an important kick
to reduce the margin back to 4 points. You'll know if he kicks it because the Red Jackets will go up in unison as he sets sail for goal, and he puts it over the goal umpire's head. We've got a 4-point ball game out here at Moreton Park. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 6 minutes tick over in the final quarter, and it's 64-60. Doggies holding on at this stage.
Well, that passage of play exemplified how to keep your feet and how important it is to keep your feet, because there were 2 South Croydon players that went up and contested in the air on the wing, and ultimately it went to ground. No one was there for the Bulldogs. Blackburn had the numbers and forced it forward.
So back in the middle, 4 point, and the whistle's gone. What have we got?
Boundary umpires pinged Dorian for entering the square early.
So a technical free kick. Max King bumps it forward. It's a huge kick. Up they go. Marcus. There's a mark. Brilliant mark. Fantastic stuff.
Willis.
It's Willis. He had about 3 goes at it. He got hands to it initially, and then as it came down, he sort of trapped it between his legs. Look at that. Fantastic stuff as we watched the replay. Got it on the 3rd attempt. Almost did himself a mischief there too with that last grab. So Willis. This is what's been happening all day. As soon as Blackburn get one, South Croydon hit back. He should kick this. He won't put the miles on him, but he's put it through. Beautiful kick. So Willis with his first. And that margin out again to just wait for the ball to tick over. A 10-point lead now. It's 9-6-60, playing 10-10-70 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It's South Croydon by 10.
Usually as you get tired and the mind starts wavering, that's when the game starts to open up, Damien, and we might see a 5-goal, 6-goal quarter here from both sides.
Throws it up. King got the knockdown. Quick kick out of that centre area by Blackburn.
He's out. It looks like he's out.
No, he's all right.
Handball now. Goes to Schnick. Schnick goes in, nearly a slips catch. Taken in there and dragged the ball in. You're going to be pinged here, holding the ball.
Guys, Dylan Marshall's only just getting up. I think you're right, but he still looks he looks a bit doozy out there.
Well, it was Cox got brought to ground, and now Blackburn, they're looking for the answer. The kick goes forward towards the Bathy direction, but you know what? Why? You just got to. The game plan should be avoid King, basically.
Ryan Bathy just moved on the mark too, guys.
Yep, 25 metres.
There's been a number of 25s given away against Blackburn today. That's something they'll have to look at.
He's clearly been the best big man on the ground, but he's clearly been the best player on the ground.
Fantastic.
So King, I think he's going to thump it. And he spears it. Still gains every bit of 50 metres. Charging through there was Cox, whose hand was held, but he got the ball up towards that half-forward line anyway. Burners do have the numbers here, so and he's just scooted out.
And there he is again, getting his own ball there.
Who?
Number 3. He was the one that kicked it.
Cass.
And then he followed it up and still managed to get a stoppage out of it.
Yeah, he's been good, Cass.
And King has palmed it down nicely. He was looking for a runner. Comes out now. There's a lot of players around it here. They just got to work themselves out of a phone booth, as Murphy did just that. Right in front of the welcome sign out here. Grandstand side for Blackburn. The kick goes up towards the half-forward line. Going. Oh, it was a great spoil. It's going to stay alive here for Lawler. He played for the free kick then, Lawler. Want was in there, got the quick handball out. Kept it alive. Nicely done there by Warren. Handball over the top. Blackburn another chance. Stolen there by Cox. They're under a lot of pressure here. Ball stays close to that boundary line. Another strong tackle. A sensational tackle by Bathy. But he's given a high one away. Kilpatrick will be the recipient here for South Croydon. Wants to get on with it quickly. Spearing past to Dano King. One of his quieter days, you would have thought, as he kicks it up towards the half-forward line now. Who's worked his way into the front, almost pulling in a ripper there was Charlton. He had to go after it again, held the ball in because Patterson's going nowhere and will have a ball up.
How about the work rate of Maxi King, just working his way from one side of the ground to the other. You can tell he's puffed out, but he's still working, still persisting.
Yeah, we're giving him plenty of raps, and we do love him because he's a great player. Here he is again. Oh, he's just like barreled over by Lowe.
Boundary.
Yeah, the boundary line she goes, and aptly we will go down there to the boundary riders.
Yeah, Dylan Marshall's come off. It doesn't look to be any blood, but he's consistently been holding a towel to his upper lip, just about the mustache line, I guess, and hunched over fairly frequently as well. So we'll keep an eye on it, but I'm not exactly sure what it could be.
Yeah, okay. Well spotted though, as it comes out now. Chance for Birch, who couldn't hold his feet there. Nicely done there by Arangio. Got the handball away. It was an unkind bounce though, because he was looking for Young and it did a wronging on him. And South Croydon go out wide, and it's gone too wide, and over she goes on the full, bringing the ball back in. Liam Murphy wastes no time either. They're 2 kicks from home here, the Burners. Got the coach screaming orders. Right behind here as the kick goes inside forward 50. It looks like it could be a free kick going the way of South Croydon. I don't know what that was for.
Holding the man.
Well, I'd like to see that one again.
That was the signal. I'm not sure if it was there.
Just trying to understand where a 2-on-1 situation, that's like the definition of not holding the man. As the ball in the back pocket, short passes on. They've coughed it up though. Here's a chance here for Hart. Hart wants to kick a goal. Hart does kick a goal. Back to a 4-point ball game out here at Moreton Park. It is game on. We've crossed 12 minutes here in the final term. The place has come alive, Damien Watson.
Oh, the Red Jackets are waving and just capitalising on a defensive error for the Bulldogs. One of those situations, a drop mark, and ultimately it's pounced upon with a major.
That's what happens when you get 2 good sides and you make a mistake in your back 50. Both sides are going to punish you.
We needed that one.
The game needed it, and it's very, very tight.
So at least a goal in it as we come back to the middle. As the rucks go at it, looks like it might have been a win for Blackburn on that occasion. And the ruck, as the ball goes forward, chasing it is Want. Goes past him though. diving on it there. Blackburn as they get it out. And it's all a bit untidy at the moment. These Max King again puts it onto the boot, slams it forward. How does this one look? No mark taken in the gold square, but turning around and slamming it, and it's that man again, Wilson. What a game he's had, and what a response again. And this has happened all day long. One side gets a goal, and the other side strikes back almost immediately. And he's been magnificent, Wilson. Fantastic game for him today.
4 goals, 2 for Wilson.
4 goals today, brilliant front and centre. Just as the ball came to ground, he crumbed it and banged it through.
I'm calling that the Tobin Brothers goal of the day, clubhouse leader. Context of the game, a big man could be able to rip that one through.
And guess who provided the set-up kick inside 50 again for the second consecutive time?
King.
Max King.
The big number 1, and he'll go up in the contest once again. Didn't win the knockout that time. Charging through and being held up was the big Gav Lowe. He'll go up against King on the restart. Comes out now, nicely done there by Murphy, kicks the ball inside forward 50. Which way will this one bounce? It might bounce favourably here for Arangio. He might have been held without the football then. And he's seen it, Morris, he saw it, and it's perfectly suited for him on the left.
Just applying the pressure once again, Blackburn to the teeth of goals, and you're always going to put the defender under pressure.
Arangio misses it. Oh, I missed that one. What was that?
Give him another kick.
In the head. The faces of the doggy supporters next to us, they were like, oh, thank God for that. Margin out here is 9 points. As the kick comes out, it's all Blackburn though. Dorian stood underneath it. He's a ripper. He's an absolute ripper and takes off to the races too. Spearing pass in. Take 2 for Arangio.
How about the spearing ball? And again, going back with the flight of the football, Dorian. He's been fantastic all day. Wasted no time as well. And how about the perfect delivery?
Well, the supporter said give him another kick. Well, there he is. He's getting another kick.
It's a sea of red all behind him, beside him, behind the goals. They're all cheering for this one to go through. And they're going to get it too, you little beauty! It's back to within a kick again. 3 points the margin out here. Arangio took advantage of the take 2 and he slammed it over the goal umpire's head. And I tell you what, it is going goal for goal out here in this final term. Very exciting stuff.
Well, he made a bit of greater distance out there, Arangio, but he had probably more of a goal face to work with.
So back in the middle, the first one I think was a practice, but he made no mistake with the second one. And this game has come alive big time as the ball goes into the middle. Max King with a head out. Chasing it through was Want, but he can't get there. There's plenty of Blackburn players around the football. But it's South Croydon who get it out. Want again. He just puts it onto the boot and fly kicks it forward. Dan King was there. Spins around, gives it back to Donnell. Donnell's kick, I think. It's a goal. Steve Donnell, and once again it's happened as it's happened all day long. Blackburn get a goal, and then South Croydon, almost brilliant work by Dan King. Watch the replay. The handball back to Donnell. That was a brilliant piece of play. Just about the play of the day. And it's gone through. So South Croydon again strike 12-10-82 plays 11-7-73 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Celebrations big time for the South Croydon
Class
Bulldogs.
again by Daniel King. Class.
Look
Absolute
away,
class.
Next one, dogs! Next one!
So back in the middle, King the tap down. If they get the next one, the Dogs, they might take some stopping. Charging away, the kick inside 50. Can they get a mark? Donnell's there, but it's been knocked away by... Still there. Wilson! And Wilson has done it again. My word, what a game he's had. I think that's 5, is it? Just trying to count them up.
He's kicked 5 goals too.
5 goals for Wilson. Look at this, fantastic stuff. Just rove the ball and the grubber kick or the soccer kick along the ground, and through it goes. Magnificent stuff.
He doesn't rush it. That's what he's got for a big man. He just looks really cool under pressure, don't you?
Yeah, he certainly does. Yeah.
Great call, Besto.
He's going to create a lot of headaches for a lot of defences this year, Wilson.
Out to 15 points now in just a matter of seconds. That's what happens. And Kilpatrick goes, well, we can extend that one to 21. They kick it inside forward 50 now. The Dogs, which way will this one bounce? Charging out after it was Evans. It spills out there to Cass. Cass around the body! No! Ooh. He almost pinged it back, but through for a minor score. The doggy faithful went up in unison then. It was close but no cigars. Margin is 16 points out here at Moreton Park. You can barely see. They need to turn the lights on as it comes in towards the middle of the ground. Out the back it scoots. Nicely tapped around. Snap around the body by Burt. Inside forward 50. He was asking for a wrong one, but the big man Lowe got the handball away, and now through Murphy. Spearing pass out wide. Arangio will swing around now on the left boot. He'll wind up. Get every bit of purchase that he needs, and he slammed it down Marshall's throat. He's had a super game, Marshall. He's ever reliable, there's no doubt about that. Short pass. Max Warren, been solid as a rock also. Going to go backwards.
Run the block down.
As he kicks it down Birch. Use the far side. They've done the switch really well here, South Croydon. Kick out towards Nick Evans, who was out in front. They'll suck up more of the clock here.
That was a well-weighted kick, wasn't it?
Really good. On the left boot. Gives it everything he's got up towards the wing position. It was 3-on-1. Burners came out done, got the handball away. It was
boundary.
Look awake. Trying to trap it in there was Gray, and over she goes for a boundary throw-in, which means we'll go boundary side.
Yeah, guys, Maxie Otten's been stuck on the bench here. He wants to get back on, and I'm sure the Burners want him back on, but they just can't get the fella who's supposed to come off.
Sorry, say that again?
The fella who's supposed to come off to come off.
I gotcha.
You know.
I don't know what you're thinking about, Brett. Steady on. It's 5 o'clock, mate. Steady on.
A little handball. Charging his way through there was Patterson, who stood strong in the contest, but scooting onto it here was Warren up towards the half forward line, or forward pocket I should say, knocked over the boundary line and out of bounds. You can sniff another Dogs goal.
Probably a fitting finale here as Max King takes this out of the ruck and kicks the goal and probably wraps the game up.
You're not wrong.
You want to call it, Brush?
So when it goes... Oh, I think he did get it, King, but his kick has been smothered and it's gone.
For you to kick that and you didn't call it, Brush, I tell you.
we were waiting for you, Brush. We left the door there ajar as the ball goes back in again. There is King. In fact, that's the replay. That's the replay.
Oh, this is going. That's making the blooper reel. Don't you worry about that.
That's the second time today I've done that too.
2 slabs, though.
Umpire throws it in.
King! Oh! Is he going to free kick? No.
Dropped it.
Oh, no.
Free kick to Blackburn.
Yeah, it was holding the ball, I think.
Bit of bad luck there.
So ball spread across the back pocket. Blackburn have to come forward. They have to throw caution to the wind now. They're 16 points down, so it's basically a 3-goal game. They're in the middle of the ground, though, as they go forward looking for a target. And the mark not taken over there. It's close to the boundary line.
Oh, it's smother.
And a great smother as the ball. In fact, it's still in. Handball. Another smother comes in over there. Brilliant fighting over there. That's fantastic work. Real hard out battle. Bartlett it was. He was in there. Dano King, I think, is there as well. And he looks absolutely shot, Dano King. It's been a big day.
Well, they're all going to be fatigued, aren't they? The intensity.
Up it goes. No one wins that one. It comes straight to the ground. South Croydon get the clearance. They get it out, but there's a whistle. Arangio with the football, but the umpire says we'll come back for a free kick to South Croydon, and it'll be taken by Burt.
Good. They're doing well here, South Croydon. They're denying Blackburn possession of the ball.
And so that's all they have to do. And 3 goals in front. Burt sends it down the line. It's a long kick. Up they go. Brilliant mark. Fantastic grab over there.
Willis, is it?
Willis, I think.
Yep,
Willis it is. He's played all right too. Wheels and goes. Gets it inside 50 into the pocket. And almost a mark taken there, but it's knocked to ground. Blackburn under a fair bit of pressure. They can't concede here, otherwise the game really is all over. Quick hands. Nice work there. Now they get it out. Kicking in the middle of the ground.
Had a good last quarter,
Rangio. It's now or never for Blackburn. They've got to score here, but that's not a good kick. And it's way off target. In fact, it's gone through for a minor score, so the margin is 15 points. And we're about 21 and a half minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Very Scott Lucas-like.
Well, he had nothing to kick to inside 50. That was a problem. It was 4-on-1 in the Bulldogs' favour.
Braden Kilpatrick says, I'm going for a little dance here. And he runs his full measure and kicks it out towards the wing position. And straight into the arms of Max King. So, Maxie Looking to win the Neverland Store Eastland Player of the Day.
Be something wrong if he doesn't.
Well, yeah, it's almost a fait accompli, isn't it? The sting almost has disappeared in the last minute or so out of this game. Because 22 minutes have ticked over. Be a huge ask, and that's what you call Gonski holding the ball here. Jason Watt, well done. Thought it was his free kick, but it wasn't. It was Wilson, is it?
Yeah, that Wilson man.
Oh, look at him.
That wasn't a 360, that was about a 720, I think.
Yeah, that's a bloody strong tackle. So, Wilson, who's kicked his handful. Tell you what, if he puts this one through, I don't know, he'll be putting his hand up for best on ground. A good effort. Pops it up now. Who's going to be the flyer at the back of the pack? Trying to get in there was Willis.
Where are you, Maxie?
And
half forward.
Willis sound like Tommy Leaf. Where are you, Harry?
Centre half forward.
Here's King, tried a fresh air shot out of the ruck contest. He'll go after it again and then just kick the shin of his opponent there. Snap around the body, touched. Oh no, it's a goal. It's a goal to the Dogs. It's a goal to the Dogs.
Who kicked that?
They are home. There's no doubt about that.
Mallinson, it looks like.
I think it's Kilpatrick.
Kilpatrick?
So the man who brought the ball into play, Kilpatrick, kicks his second goal for today, and the Doggies are home.
Yes, and as Rexy Hunt would say, the fat lad he can sing.
I'm not allowed to say stuff like that anymore, Brush.
Why not?
Political correctness. Oh dear. 21 points the margin now, so it looks all over from as far as a result point of view goes, but Blackburn won't be giving in. They've still got time. 23, nearly 24 minutes played on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. King gets the knockdown. Dan King, his namesake there, but it's fallen for, I think it's Dorian with the ball. Back night slot, it's Reed, who's taken to the ground, and we'll have a secondary ball up.
I think the one thing that Marcus will be very happy with, the fact that Blackburn threw everything but the kitchen sink at South Croydon today and were able to resist the pressure that was put on them.
So, Max King with yet another head out. And what's going on here? Got a free kick. High fend. Gray took possession, but it's a free kick to South Croydon. They can really put the nail in the coffin potentially. Here's Dano King. Thumps it forward, looking for a target. Who's there? They fly, almost a mark taken. Ball comes to ground. It's Max King, I think, again. I'm sure.
No, it's not. It was Walker who inside our kick.
Number 4.
Fantastic.
I just saw the straight, looked like a 1, but in fact it was a 4. Brilliant goal by Walker. There it is, coming to ground if you watch the replay. And it was a bit hard to see because there was bodies all over the place, but Walker stabs it through. He's been good today as well, just one of the many stars of the South Croydon side. And that's the icing on the cake. 15-11, 101, playing 11-8, 74 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
4 goals in 6 minutes. Great answer by the Doggies, Damo.
Absolutely, and the second-tier players have really lifted in this final term.
Well, they're enjoying it now, the Doggy faithful. We have a few beverages at the kennel tonight, don't you worry about that. It's Marshall. In the best players.
Even Kilpatrick, who kicked the goal before that previous one, he's been pretty effective with the clearances.
Yeah, spot on. Goes out wide. McEwen.
So they've had a multitude of contributors today.
Yeah, good team performance. Couldn't agree more as Warren.
Oh, he's been consistent right throughout from the word go.
But they've used the ground well too.
Yeah, so well, and they've worked the switches out really
out in the full,
nicely
that
today.
It's the commentator's curse if ever I've heard it.
I reckon the Catfish got that one on film too. Blackburn kicking into the middle of the ground, using his body really well was Bartlett against Dano King, Candler medalist. So Bartlett chips the ball inside forward 50. There's lots of dogs are hanging around there, and they'll have the numbers. Walker linked up well out there with Klep. Klep on the left boot. He runs his full measure and gets a travel. Gets a travel right in front of the Blackburn brethren. Morris wants his card to be taken back off the bricks.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
You're saying he's stiff, Brash?
Yeah.
So, it'll be Arangio.
No. Out on the ball.
And that is a shocker. Can't be too much longer left in this game. 27 minutes tick over on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Hope you enjoyed it today. We'll be wrapping things up shortly after this final siren out here.
Plenty of scoring though in the final term.
6 goals to 3.
It comes out over the boundary line. She goes. It's been a big weekend of football.
It has been.
We'll be back again next week, midweek, for the podcast. Well inside and
off to Coldstream next week, the Yarra Valley.
Certainly, looking forward to that one. It comes out now. Reid squared it up really nicely. Reid, Arangio was there, stolen and kicked for goal by Laylor, and he puts it through. Consolation prize for the Blackburn Football Club.
Yeah, well read by Laylor there. Ultimately a very good centering ball in a confined space. Arangio almost held the mark, and I think despite a couple of shocking kicks for the boundary, he's been a presentable figure and a good focal point, and consolation prize, as he said. It's too little too late, as they say.
So 21 points the margin. The full-time siren imminent as the ball goes up in the air, and Max King gets another hit out. Slap forward though, but it's King who gets the ball again. Kick is smothered. Now Blackburn go forward. Can they pinch a late one? Up they fly. Ball goes over the top. Chasing back here. South Croydon just trying to hang on. Now it's Warren with the ball, and there's the siren. There is the final siren, and a terrific day out here at Blackburn, but it's the Burners who have gone down today. They were in this game for a time, but it's South Croydon. The final score 15-11-101 over the Burners, 12-8-80 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. South Croydon's day.
Yeah, impressive performance by South Croydon this afternoon. They were challenged for most of the game, but they always found a way to respond, and I think that's a sign of a really good side.
It's interesting, Brash, the final term probably went to your predicted script, guys, in the sense that the scoring certainly did open up as we go boundary side.
Yeah, g'day guys, down here with South Croydon coach Marcus Badago. Marcus, 2 from 2, mate, but that performance probably would have been very, very pleasing given that Blackburn came at you each and every quarter, but you held on to your pressure.
Yeah, really pleasing. We fought it right out and finished off strongly, so yeah, they came at us a couple of times and we were able to hold strong. Yeah, just a really, really tough win, and pretty proud.
There's been obviously a few big name recruits that impressed today. James Wilson was one of them. Obviously Maxi Warren's been around for a while. It was very impressive. Max King as well. But Ben Willis is a bit of a young run that's been homegrown. He'd be very impressive and very exciting for you.
He is exciting. He's sort of good in the air, good on the ground. Close to that third tall. He probably started getting a little bit of attention, I think. He was excellent today. Just his pressure as well. I think he had 6 tackles in the first quarter, so that's outstanding.
Absolutely. And then finally, mate, you guys used the ground really well with the switch. Has that been a big focus from your point of view on the ball movement side of things?
Yeah, we try to make the ground as big as we can, and obviously open up the corridor. Every side wants to do the same, but it takes discipline to do it. And I thought our guys moving the footy were really disciplined today. But Blackburn were as well. They were hard to defend at times the way they moved it. So I thought it was a good game of footy.
Mate, I'm sure you'll enjoy your night at the Kennel. Go have a good one.
Appreciate it.
Great stuff there, Matt Fodia and Josh Ward, boundary side this afternoon. We're going to thank you guys for braving the elements and getting right amongst it as well. It was a great contribution by you boys today. Thank you very much. And we'll see Josh Ward come back onto the team very quickly, no doubt. Great new addition as we wrap things up here. It's been a great weekend of local football, and on a day that's our most special one on the calendar in Anzac Day. It's been a special win by the South Croydon Football Club today. 2 sides who we expect to play finals and might come up against each other deep in September. You just never know. But today there can only be one winner, because there was one winner, and it was South Croydon. And congratulations to the doggies for getting up in this one. Damien Watson working all night, all morning, and then racing out to the ground. Great to have you sitting alongside us in the special comments chair today, mate. Thank you.
Oh, an absolute pleasure. And Maxi King would probably be unanimously best on ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the Netherlands Store Eastland player of the day, it goes to Maxi King, whereas the Tobin brothers goal of the day, it would just be remiss of us not to give it to James Wilson. Yeah. And I called it one of them in that last term there. So he's had a ripping game. So congratulations to him. To Brett Beston, my riding shotgun today, thank you very much, sir.
Pleasure, mate, as always.
Yeah, we'll do this many times again. I look forward to it. And my bestie, Wayne Brasher, who's sat next to us all weekend and giving me pointers wherever I need them too. Good on you, Brasher. A big day for you again, mate. But we look forward to next week already as we head up to Cold Street and Sylvan, up the mountain.
Yeah, might have to pack a few.
Woolies.
Woolies, yeah.
No thermals, eh?
No, look, thanks once again for being part of the team. It's been a great weekend and another great advertisement for EFNL football today.
There's no doubt about that. Thanks you to Giggles, Bruce Press from the Loft Productions, or SDN, is it? Whoever, he works for everybody, Bruce. We'll just say he works for us.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, mate. He makes it all happen. And of course, Lee Green from LKLM Media.
Awesome.
How good was that footage at the start of the game? It was absolutely super, capturing the moment perfectly. The Catfish has been with us all weekend as well, so thank you to Davis, getting all the right pictures. Everyone's involvement on the media team. We've seen some good games. Premier Division football. Next week we go down to Division 4 because we cover it all. We've got the podcast and then the games again next Saturday. Hope you've enjoyed it all. We'll be back next week.
Away never looks like Christmas. It's been a little underwhelming, but it can only